It's time for the UPS leaderboard. Here are the leaders through Week 10. UPS delivers a chance to win a trip to the Fox football pregame set by logging on to foxsports.com.
Autumn is the time of harvest and of gathering together. As we move forward towards the future in an ever-changing world, we are inspired with the knowledge of a rekindled American spirit, a spirit that has given us the strength for healing. Part of that healing process is to continue our traditions, traditions that are a binding force to a great nation. Thanksgiving is a holiday and tradition that evokes thoughts of family, feast, and football. Football is the fiber of our Thanksgiving Day tradition. And often in the world of pro football, it's easy to forget that the game is played by a fascinating array of characters, each with their own particular life story to tell. But as we admire and appreciate the skills of these talented athletes on the football field, let us recognize and give thanks to every brave person off the field, our true heroes, heroes in obscurity and silence. Because of these heroes, we have tremendous freedom in our lives. And this is a time to find ways to share the best we have to offer. And never forget that throughout all the trials and tribulations in life, that we will always have heroes, hope, and home. The Pontiac Silverdome, the home of the Detroit Lions, Thanksgiving Day. As you look inside and the Lions get ready to entertain the Green Bay Packers, NFC Central Division rival. Pat Summerall here with John Madden. And John, this is, well, happy Thanksgiving, first of all, to all of you across the country. This is 21 years we've been sitting together and saying happy Thanksgiving to each other, and I'll say it again to you now. It's been great.
And happy Thanksgiving. And, you know, Thanksgiving is a traditional day, and I think now some of the things we take for granted, we don't take for granted anymore. And our tradition is being at a football game and turkey and turkey legs and turduckens and, you know, great football players, and there's no place that I would rather be than right here with you at this time, and it doesn't get any better than this.
This is our family. We've spent it together for some time now. Let's talk football. That's why we're here, after all. The Packers, first of all, lost to Atlanta last week. They're very upset after the game, particularly their leader, Brett Favre.
Yeah, he was upset. I think part of it, he was upset with himself that he threw 3 interceptions. The Packers lost to Atlanta. They had 4 turnovers. And Brett Favre was also upset with Bill Schrader. He felt that he quit on him, that he quit on some of his patterns, and that he didn't come back, that he didn't work. He said, I still respect him, and he said, I'm still going to throw the ball to him, but he can't quit on patterns anymore. So Brett Favre was so frustrated. He said that they played so lousy and undisciplined and didn't do the things they had to do. He wanted to go right back and play that night. Of course, he couldn't play that night, but he is going to be able to play today. Now, to me, the Packers have trouble when they play indoors. But when they are good, they're able to run the ball. And I think that Ahman Green has to be able to do that. Now, on defense, they're playing a team in the Detroit Lions that are 0-9. And you don't want to give them any life. I think especially early. You know, that this crowd could get in this game. It could be awfully loud, and their defense has to stop them. They can't let the Lions get off to a good start.
Well, for the Lions, like the Packers, it's been a short week. They played last Sunday. An 0-9 record, however, has been a long season. Forget about the short week. What do the Lions have to do, and how close are they to turning it around?
Well, you know, they've been in the last 3 out of 4 games. They've been in the fourth quarter, and they're a team that, you know, plays well a series, plays well another series, and then boom, they just play lousy for a series. One of the big things they're getting back today is their running back, James Stewart. James Stewart has been out for 4 weeks. He's been inactive for 4 weeks. They worked the other day. His ankle felt pretty strong. He said he could play. He is going to play and start today, and they need James Stewart because Charlie Batch only has 3 active wide receivers today, and he can't do it by himself with those wide receivers. He has to be able to run the ball to James Stewart. On defense, I think they just have to be consistent. I mean, we know about Brett Favre. We know about Ahman Green. But again, they play a series good, and they play another series, but they don't tackle well. They're 29th in defense. They are going to get some opportunities to get turnovers. When they get them, they have to make good with them.
John, they are ready to play, and so are we. The Lions set to kick it off. The Packers won the toss. Alan Rossum back deep by himself for Green Bay. Jason Elam chases him 5 yards deep in the end zone. He brings it out. Rossum. Let's go down quickly to Ron Pitts.
Well, I'll tell you what, Pat, the Green Bay Packers are upset at that disappointing loss they had to the Atlanta Falcons last week. All week long in practice, the theme has been get back to how we were, get back to winning, get back in sync. They all got to get on the same page. Brett Favre talked about that. John Madden, you mentioned that. Now, I talked to Brett. He said, if we think we're a good team, we can't play like that here today in Detroit. I also talked to him about his back. He said it's sore, it's tight, but I'm going to try to work through it. Pat?
Well, he'll have an early chance. Favre drops the throw and completes his first pass. Corey Bradford. Let's look at the Green Bay Packer offense. The offensive line first. Stokes, Wally, Wall, Mike Flanagan, Marco Rivera, Mark Tauscher. Schrader, Amon Green, Henderson, Bubba Franks, the tight end, and Antonio Freeman.
Barry Stokes starting for Chad Clifton for the second week in a row.
Amon Green gets a Packer first down. Let's have a look at the Detroit defense. Front four. Scroggins, Ellis, Sean Rogers, and Robert Porcher. Barrett Green, a fine young linebacker, Chris Claiborne, and Alan Aldridge. And the secondary, Terry Fair and Todd Light. The corners, Schultz and Campbell. And safety. First down, Green Bay, just outside the 30.
You look at this. Detroit has 5 defensive linemen in there.
It worked. It worked. You notice, I'm sure, that those are strange-looking uniforms. They are the throwback jerseys. The whole uniform, actually. The Packers, 1939, and the Lions, the uniforms they wore from 1934 to 1961.
You know, the Lions in those uniforms decide that they have to stop the run, so on that running down, they went to the 5 defensive linemen. You see it again right here, 5 defensive linemen. That'll be for the run.
Screen pass. Amon Green, the intended target, but covered well by Detroit.
And again, that's something that Vince Tobin, the defensive coordinator of the Lions, knows that you know, you always have to deal with Brett Favre. You always have that Favre factor, but you can't let him be two-dimensional. You can't let Amon Green take off and have a big day. So right off the bat, he says if we can't stop him with our 4, we're going to put in 5 there and let him run on running downs against 5 defensive linemen. Now, in a passing situation like this, of course, they wouldn't be. They're in nickel.
Dorsey Levens is back with Favre, who lets fire in the direction of Schrader. He had to. He was being pressured by Robert Porcher.
Yeah, Porcher comes a little late. Porcher, one of the best pass rushers in football. You see him there in a stunt. He starts up, his tackle comes up, then he goes underneath. When he comes underneath now as a defensive end, he's coming in the tackle location, coming straight up the middle at Brett Favre.
Josh Bidwell back to punt for Green Bay. Barry Fair.
That was a good start defensively for the Lions.
Bidwell's punt turns over. Fair will handle it at the 24. Fair out of the pack. Almost broke it. Collided with his own man. Chris Gizzy made the stop. Opening minutes of quarter number 1 on this Thanksgiving Day. Nothing score. Detroit's first possession.
Free to move about the country.
You think you're so big, but you're not that big. You're not even that tall. What, 9,000? 10,000 feet? You probably got pushed around by the other mountains on the playground when you were in mountain school. After today, you're gonna want to run home to your mama, who's a little hill somewhere, and your daddy, a pile of rocks. What's that I hear? Are you afraid?
Whatever it takes for the athletes to win, all it takes for you is Visa, the only card accepted at the Olympic Winter Games.
This holiday, give someone's DVD collection a whole new beginning. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace on DVD. See and hear the film like never before. Star Wars Episode 1, the must-have DVD for any collection. Buy it today.
Tomorrow morning only from 7 a.m. to noon, Radio Shack's incredible early bird savings. Get a handy sharp organizer for only $5. And these fun Insectibot toys are just $12 each. Tomorrow morning at participating Radio Shacks.
This Fox NFL Special is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 36.
Downtown Detroit. The Lions will be in a new stadium down in that area next year. 16th meeting between the Lions and the Packers. It used to be the Packers every year. Charlie Batch back to throw. Upfield complete. Johnny Morton fumbles. And the Packers, I think, got it in the end zone, and it'll be their ball at the 20.
That was a play that we saw the Lions work on the other day. Roll to the right and throw back. We're going to see Johnny Morton over here on the left side. He's going to come across. And right there, he comes in the end. Charlie Batch rolled to the right, hit him perfectly. But watch, the ball's going to be knocked out right there.
First and 10.
It goes into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. It'll be the Packers' ball, first and 10 on the 20-yard line.
Baju, who's playing in place of Leroy Butler, just knocked it loose, knocked it out of Johnny Morton's hand.
Yeah, and that's the play that receivers always have to be alert for, is if you're a receiver and you're running downfield and the guy is coming behind, he's going to hit underneath the ball. If you're in front of him and he's in front of you, they're going to try and strip and rip it out and knock it out from behind.
That's about as well as I've ever seen it done. Favre outside to Freeman.
And that could have been the play for the Lions, and that's kind of been typical of their season. The reason they're 0-9 is they have a good start on defense. They hit a play. Johnny Morton's wide open. He's going in with, could be a score. It's going to be close. Boom, a guy rips it out, and then the ball. Now, if the ball had gone out of bounds before it got to the goal line, that would have still been Detroit's ball.
But it went into the end zone.
And because it goes in the end zone, now it's a Packer ball in the 20-yard line.
Two tight ends set up for Green Bay. Green. And he's got some speed to go with strength. Todd Light gets him out of bounds.
Yeah, we have that one stat that we keep, that yards after the contact, and Amon Green leads the league in that. In other words, where the first guy that hits him doesn't bring him down. See, there's contact right there. He has his first contact. So now all those yards up until that point will be what we call yak, or yards after the contact. See, they have a chance to get him right there. He gives a little straight arm, always carries the ball in his left arm, and always keeps those legs moving.
There's Amon Green again, straight ahead. Ball was loose. The ball was loose at the bottom of the pile.
You know, and if Amon Green does have one but his but is he fumbles. And that's the thing, and because he has that, in fact, that may be that was the reason that Seattle traded him to the Green Bay Packers. He's a heck of a running back, but every once in a while he will fumble the ball.
He is strong and fast, but as you pointed out before, he always has the ball in his left arm.
Yeah, and
sometimes it gets dragged out of there.
Right, and because he has that reputation, anytime he runs inside, they're going to go for the script. Sometimes even before the tackle.
They faked him a Green. The ball's batted up in the air. He was the intended receiver. There's a flag on the play. Luther Ellis got a hand on it.
Referee there is Jeff Triplett. We had dinner with Jeff Triplett and his crew last night. We have a Thanksgiving dinner.
Most enjoyable.
24 defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Todd Light.
You see Todd Light is right there. He didn't. I don't know that. Yeah, I guess his left hand has that face mask.
That's Charles Lee.
That's one way to keep the guy from running and out. Charles Lee was trying to run and out or get to the outside of Todd Light. Todd Light, the 11-year veteran, just grabs his face mask.
Favre out of the shotgun. Throws to Schrader. Schrader got a first down and more down to the 27. Right now, let's send you down to Ron Pitts.
Well, Pat, everything is different for this Thanksgiving Day Classic. The uniforms are different, helmet, shoes, all that kind of stuff. Even the football. This is a specially inscribed football from the NFL. You can see the Thanksgiving Classic logo 2001, and it has the two teams on the other side. They got to make it good. And you know what, Pat? I know you don't think my arm is any good, but I think I can get it up to the press box. You ready?
I was going to ask you if you could get us one of those.
I'll get you one.
Well, you got to let go of it, throw it. You can't just make the motion and then hold it in your hand.
I don't want to throw it on the field.
Yeah, well, you gave 2 pump fakes.
That was
the third one, just let it go.
I went deep.
Let it fly.
There's Amon Green.
Well, he got one here.
Yep. He's in. Touchdown Green. That's one thing they couldn't let happen. Let him run wild.
Yep, going back to the Johnny Morton fumble, the ball going in the end zone, them not getting a touchdown. Green Bay getting the ball, giving him too many shots at you. You see, it's kind of that counter trade type of thing. He has 2 lead blockers, and the first thing he had was great patience. You see, they try and rip the ball out of there. Instead of going for the tackle, Amon Green has great strength, and he just ran right through that.
Well, one of the things we were talking to Brett Favre yesterday, the extra point by Longwell is good. Brett said we've got to get the ball in Amon Green's hands more.
Yeah, and that can be run or pass, and you can see why you want it in his hands. That's not a bad deal.
You can call this the Mike Phillips Hall of Fame. I'm a personal fitness trainer, and I feel the Ford Explorer offers agility, balance, and a lot of heart. Everybody assumes that Mike's driving because Mike's Explorer seats 7. Wild bunch of guys. See, that's me right there. You can say I do every sport, well, almost every sport.
Boys will be boys, let's face it.
The 2002 Explorer combines space, power, and attitude. Sheer perfection.
In the world that last longer than time. Love is one of them. A diamond is forever.
Never seen these, huh?
Oh, I've seen them. What I haven't seen is this director's cut or these deleted scenes. Seen them? Yes, I have. And no, I have not.
Passionate about DVDs? The best way to DVD is Blockbuster. Now Blockbuster has more DVDs to rent than ever, like Planet of the Apes.
Get me the spaceman. Bow your head!
Rent it now on DVD and VHS at Blockbuster, bringing entertainment home.
Back at the Silverdome, the Lions and the Packers. They first played in this Thanksgiving Day Classic 50 years ago today, 1951.
Yeah, Lee Remmel, the PR director for the Green Bay Packers, was at dinner last night. And the first thing he told me, he said, I got a gem or a pearl or whatever a PR guy calls it. Was 50 years ago today, the first time they played.
Lee's great.
Lee's seen it all.
At the 5, it's Terry Fair. Taken down by Gizzy at about the 26. Chris Chris Gizzy is a special teams demon. You want him around.
Adolphus Busch started making Budweiser 125 years ago.
He purposely brewed Budweiser as a smooth, refreshing, premium lager. 5 generations later, we couldn't be more proud to be America's favorite beer.
Let me pour one.
This Bud's for you. And you and you and you. This Bud's for you. And you and you and you. This Bud's for you.
I'm a sucker for that whole gladiator thing. Aren't you? Those guys are out in the middle of this massive arena fighting, struggling, and getting it from all sides. And that's their job. Then on top of that, huge crowds are yelling and booing them. Man, big salute to the gladiators. Ford trucks, built to lead for 24 years. Built Ford tough.
Now,
Tom Bishop's been arrested for espionage.
The game, I'm getting him out, is
7 minutes.
News we call Spy Game. Gripping. It's everything you want in a spy thriller. Spy Game, rated R. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
Women's robes, 50% off this Friday from 6 to 11 a.m. Only at Sears. Where else?
It's the Fox. Thanks for giving us Adam Sandler 2-night film feast.
Everybody on the dance floor.
Tonight, he's the wedding singer. And tomorrow,
you guys wear the same size t-shirt.
He's Big Daddy. 2 broadcast premieres starting tonight on Fox.
Pat, as you were saying, Chris Gizzy is a demon on special teams. And you watch how he goes down there. I mean, he always has his eyes looking right, left like a running back, trying to avoid blockers. Then when he gets to the return man, he makes a heck of a tackle.
Batch to Stewart. Hit by McKenzie. Let's have a look at the Detroit offense. First, the offensive line. Backus, Sipple, Beverly, Brendan Stye, and Matt Joyce. Stewart, Schlesinger, David Sloan, the tight end, and Scotty Anderson. And Charlie Batch, the quarterback.
Look at that 3-0 record versus the Packers in Detroit.
Stewart again, straight ahead to about the 29. Stopped by Bajou. Green Bay's defense. Terry Dotson, Gilbert Brown, some doubt about him, whether he'd be available today or not. And Vonnie Holiday, the linebackers, Wayne Harris and Diggs. And in the secondary, Williams, Sharper, Jew, taking Leroy Butler's place, and Mike McKenzie, who just made that tackle.
And Gilbert is in there. They just ran right by Gilbert Brown on that last running play.
Batch drops and throws, check off. Outside is Trejo.
Stephen Trejo is an interesting guy. He's a rookie out of Arizona State. He was a linebacker, and they brought him in here, and they made him a fullback first, and then they made him a tight end. He's a heck of a special teams player. And I was talking to the coaches and to Matt Millen the other day, and he said that this guy's turning into a pretty good tight end. Sometimes you do that, you know, and that's how a lot of rookies originally break into the NFL, is by being good players on special teams.
Here's the reverse to Larry Foster. Packer's pursuit is excellent. He gets across midfield. Darren Sharper was the first.
And that was a play that they would have had for Desmond Howard. Desmond Howard, the great kick and punt returner, is injured. He hurt his shoulder. They weren't sure if he was going to be able to play today, but I saw him the other day, and he was there in a sling. Right there is Leroy Butler from the other team. He's a Green Bay Packers who also has an injury, but Desmond Howard is a guy that, you know, that they would have used in that situation there to run the reverse.
Butler had shoulder surgery just a couple of days ago. Batch. Hunt forced Batch to just toss it out of bounds. There's Marty Morningweg.
Look at that chart that he has there. That's all his plays, and they have different colors for different situations.
There was a penalty on that play. I didn't see the flag go down. Did you?
Yeah, I think Cletius Hunt put the pressure on him. I think it could be intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding. Number 10, offense. There's no eligible receiver in the area of the forward pass. 10-yard penalty. Lots it down. Third down.
See now he can throw the ball away if he's outside the tight end box. He wasn't. So then he just threw the ball away to avoid the sack. Now, had he been outside where the tight end would normally line up,
that's the box.
He can throw that ball away. Charlie Batch was still inside that box.
In other words, if you can imagine where the tight ends would be outside the tackles, that is the edge of that box.
And Charlie Batch got about as far as between the guard and the tackle as compared to the tight end.
Batch out of the spread. Pressure from the Packers. Pass caught by Larry Foster, but not nearly enough for the first.
That was a great tackle by Nate Wayne. You know, on long yardage, the Packers are going to be in a zone, and in the zone, the linebackers have those underneath areas in the zone. And the thing that they have to do is they're not going to knock down a lot of balls, but they do have to make good tackles so that they don't get any run after the catch and get first downs. Nate Wayne made a heck of a tackle.
John Jett back to punt to Alan Rossum. Short snap, Schlesinger around the corner. Schlesinger inside the Packer 25 to about the 24, 23, out of bounds at that point.
When you're 0-9 and it's Thanksgiving Day, you have to do these types of things. Get in punt formation, snap it to your fullback. And I'll tell you one thing about Corey Schlesinger. You see, he's there. He's the fullback like he's blocking it. Just direct snap. He gets a corner there, shows some speed. Look at these guys. They're just running off. Their backs are turned. And when Corey Schlesinger gets up against that sideline, I'll guarantee you, he is not going to run out of bounds.
26-yard pickup and a first down, Detroit.
He is looking to run you over
for a collision.
Like Marty Morningweg got so carried away the other day, he said he's his best offensive player. The heck was that?
I don't know. A flag on the play.
It had to come before the ball was snapped.
The play clock said 0 long before they even got up to the line.
And these are the things that kill a team. These are the things that kill a coach. These are the things that make you 0-9. You finally get a big play. You get a momentum changer, and that's a momentum changer when you go on a fake punt. And then you get it, you're successful, and then you get up there and then you take too much time in the next play. What the heck's that all about?
That time expired quickly to me. I don't know about you. It seemed like it went by in no time. Fake to Schlesinger. Batch rolls, throws, complete. His tight end, David Sloan, not much.
That is interesting whether that was complete or not, but it was only, what was the yardage on that?
Maybe
a yard
one,
or two?
Maybe one, maybe none.
That's not even worth challenging. I mean, maybe he didn't catch it, but when you only gain a yard on a pass, who cares?
Batch, Schlesinger, nothing. Vonnie Holiday.
Yeah, Vonnie Holiday in there, and Bernardo Harris. Look at Bernardo Harris. He's playing in there with a cast on his hand, and his one hand is just like a ball. I mean, they have the whole thing is casted and taped up, and you see this right hand right there, and it's really tough. I mean, obviously it's tough to grab. He doesn't have any fingers or thumbs or anything hanging out. But
well, when he first came out, he had a cast on that had a thumb sticking out.
Yeah, it had the fingers sticking out. It had the thumb covered, and now he went in and he got all the fingers covered.
Batch drops Gets it off to Schlesinger. Stayers on his feet.
He will run you over.
He doesn't mind the collision, does he?
Anytime you get a 250-pound fullback out of the University of Nebraska who is from Nebraska, that's how they learn to play. I mean, they don't learn anything about out of bounds or sidelines or anything. Get the ball and turn it straight up and run right to the goal line. And if anything is in your way, just run over it. You don't run around anything. You don't run outside. You just run until someone blows a whistle. Keep going towards the goal line.
Jason Hansen will try from 33 yards away. Jet is the holder. Hansen, one of the best. And he's good with this one. A lot of leg. That would have been good from 50 or 55. 7-3.
The ring of power, it has been found.
They will find the ring and kill the one who carries it.
They're coming.
The Lord of the Rings.
Are you frightened?
Yes.
Not nearly frightened enough.
Directed by Peter Jackson. Rated PG-13. Starts December 19th. Watch The Quest for the Ring special on Fox next Thursday, 8/7 Central.
Ford Thunderbird. Let the stories begin.
This Fox NFL special is brought to you by Ford Thunderbird. Let the stories begin. By Beechwood Aged Budweiser with the crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers. By Sears. Sears has the gifts to make everyone happy this holiday. Sears, where else? And by UPS, the official delivery company of football fans everywhere.
Okay. Happy Thanksgiving. Green Bay leads Detroit 7-3. Allen Rossum back deep for the Packers, and Jason Hansen, who just kicked the field goal to kick off. He has, as I said before, a very strong leg. 5 yards deep in the end zone. Rossum brings it out to about the 19. Clint Krewald made the stop.
Now the one Billy made in 3rd grade. I'm Sarah's angel.
Still got the wings.
Now I need the gingerbread house.
This time of year, what can you give the woman who gives all year? This would be a great way to start. A diamond bracelet from Kay Jewelers starting from only $99.95. And you can be assured of 2 things. First, that Kay diamonds are hand-selected for exceptional beauty. And second, that she'll absolutely love it.
Nice gingerbread house.
Every kiss begins with K.
Last year I was on a cell phone. I said, make sure we have a backup for O'Neill. He heard Captain and Tennille. So that's when we got free and clear with Sprint PCS. Real clear calls and nationwide long distance included. So now, wherever we go, what do we have?
A backup for O'Neill.
The Sprint PCS free and clear plan with nationwide long distance included. Every minute, every day.
Come on, y'all, let's rock up. Go like a butterfly, sing like a bee. Rumble, young man, rumble. Pop, 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 hit them with the jab. You can go to Alabama, you can go to Sweden. Everybody knows that I am the champ. He know I'm great, he will fall in 8. I ain't scared of you, I ain't scared of you. I'm a bad man. You know I'm the greatest.
afternoon. My name is Sergeant Takar Luna from Los Angeles, California. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and encourage everybody to spend it with your families.
Not only that, I also want to say special Thanksgiving to all our men and women serving overseas, trying to defend freedom.
Happy Thanksgiving, Pat and John.
Well, those are the real heroes.
Yep, they are the real heroes. And you know what they're doing is real, and what we're doing here is a game.
And those are live bullets. And that's Amon Green.
I think we're going to see more and more of that 5-man line by the Detroit Lions on first down because, you know, as I said earlier, the Packers are really all about Brett Favre. I mean, he's the heart and soul of this team and one of the best players that has ever played that position. But when he is at his best and when the Packers are at their best offensively is when they have a running game.
And Amon Green is off to a great start. 2nd and 4.
And I see the 5-man line there of the Lions.
Favre backs up, throws to Bubba Franks, incomplete. Let's go down to Ron Pitts.
Well, guys, the players love to throw back uniforms, but for an equipment man, it's kind of a nightmare because both teams normally wear white shoes and they're wearing black today. They both had to order 129 pairs of black shoes plus 100 backups. As far as the helmet's concerned, on Green Bay's side before the game, Brett Favre said, you know, I love the uniforms, but these helmets, the color coding, the color matching is not right. They got to work on that. I think he may be right. Pat?
A few ricochet marks on Amon Green's helmet.
I'm surprised that Brett Favre was worried about the color of the helmets before a game.
Brett Favre is down in the arms of Tracy Scroggins.
And
that 5-man line.
And that's the one that they have to worry about is that pass rush. In fact, Mike Sherman was telling us the other night that this is the one that he worries about is Tracy Scroggins right here. We have Barry Stokes who's trying to block him. And you just see what happens here. In fact, they had a double team. It was one of those things where the back was going to chip. And when Scroggins feels the chip, watch it right there, he just spins. And then when he comes out of the spin, he's right on Brett Favre. That's not a bad move for a chip.
That's exactly right.
Spin anytime you're chipped. Young defensive lineman.
Terry Fair lets it bounce, takes a Packer bounce. Still rolling for the Packers. And that's what happens when you're 0-9. You don't get a bounce, do you?
Right, and this is a place that Desmond Howard, again, would also be, is on the punt returns.
This week, it's another full weekend, beginning with the undisputed champion of pregame shows, Fox NFL Sunday. Then 2 offensive powerhouses collide when the 49ers battle the Colts and the Saints visit the Patriots or other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. We'll be departing for Indianapolis right after this contest is over.
Yep, you're going to be in the bus. I got turkeys. I looked in there. I got turkeys on my bed.
I know.
I have like 5 or 6. I got crazy turkey. I got 2, 3 turduckens. I got pies.
When I got on the bus this morning, there was no place to sit.
I know. We have crazy turduckens all over the place. Turkeys. Unbelievable.
Stewart into the secondary to the 45. Jew brought him down.
And he makes a difference getting James Stewart back. As I said, James Stewart has been inactive for the last 4 games. And you watch Schlesinger gets a pretty good lead there. Stewart makes a move to hold that linebacker. Then he makes another move to the outside. So part of it was a block. But watch this little move that he makes here. See, that's the one that holds the linebacker. He brought the linebacker that way, and then he could go back against the crease.
Batch gives to Schlesinger. And Schlesinger will cause a collision. Will bring a collision. And he brings a couple of loads of hay with him too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and some cornfields.
Yeah.
Remember one time he made the All-Madden team, and we had him running through the cornfields in Nebraska.
I remember that.
Because that's the way he trains. In fact, he's the guy that was in a demolition derby at one time. You know,
he is a demolition derby.
I know it. Well, that's where he learned to demolate, right there.
Is that a word?
Well,
demolate
now, yeah, demolate. But he can do that. I mean, you have to like that. You know, you get throwback uniforms, and and then you get a throwback player, and Corey Schlesinger has to be a throwback player.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score: the Packers 7, the Lions 3. This Fox NFL special from Detroit will continue after these messages.
Behold the legendary Lord of the Rings. Behold Gandalf the Wizard. Behold Frodo the Hobbit. And now they're not just to behold, they're to be held. Now at Burger King, when you behold and buy a Whopper value meal, even when you hold the pickles, get a magical Lord of the Rings light-up glass goblet, just $1.99 each. Collect all 4 and behold Strider the Ranger and Arwen the Elf. They're all yours to have and to hold. The adventure begins here.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Those precious moments, the fun times, the quiet times, the experiences you want to save forever. Record them all on a new camcorder from R.C. Willey. Just in time for the holidays, R.C. Willey offers the world's best brand camcorders, and they're all on sale at the lowest prices of the year. Whether you're looking for a new digital, Hi8, or VHS-C camcorder, R.C. Willey has the best name brands from Sony, Panasonic, and JVC. Buy a digital camcorder and pay nothing down, no interest, no payments until May 2002. Nobody beats R.C. Willey for camcorders.
Get ready. A 2-day sale that's so neat. Fa la 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 la. All the stuff you want for cheap. Fa la 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 la. Awesome deals you've got to see. Okay, make that dog stop staring at me. It's weird. Okay, I need some me time, puppy. Who's a good boy?
Destiny's Child, Shaggy, NSYNC, Sting, Janet Jackson, and more at the 2001 Billboard Music Awards, live Tuesday, December 4th on Fox.
Green Bay 7, Detroit 3. Start of the second quarter coming up.
Pat, my rule has always been no Christmas or no Santa Claus until we get finished with Thanksgiving.
I abide by that same rule.
Right. Render unto Thanksgiving the things that are due to Thanksgiving.
There are some close to me, basically in my family, that don't believe that.
You can't get started too early on Christmas.
I agree. James Stewart, the ball carrier again.
You wonder how long Stewart can go. Like we said, he's been off for a month, and he wasn't even sure, you know, after Tuesday's practice it was, if he was going to be able to play today. You can see that he has a little limp there, and you know, he has to be, for them to be effective running the ball, he has to be a workhorse. But can James Stewart be a workhorse today?
Well, he's had a bad ankle, you pointed out. Here's Charlie Batch back to throw. Pressure coming. And Batch is dragged down, fires. He got out of the box, I think, that time.
Yeah, oh yeah. He was out of the box, and then he can throw the ball away, but it has to be back to the line of scrimmage.
Vonnie Holiday.
Now all he has to do is get outside of that line there in order to throw the ball away without a penalty to avoid a sack. See, he's well outside that area, so now he can legally throw the ball away. Watch Vonnie Holiday there as he went to tackle Charlie Batch. He's very close to getting a face mask penalty. His left hand kind of scraped across Batch's face mask.
Third down. Here comes a Packer blitz. Pass is complete to Johnny Morton. That'll be enough for a first down. He lets you know.
And I'll tell you, he's also going to hold on to that ball. Johnny Morton had a great opportunity early. Here he's going to come in the slant. He knows he's going to get hit right there. Now watch him put it away. He goes up and he puts that thing away. There's no way that ball is going to be taken away from Johnny Morton.
In his 8th year from USC, and he, along with Schlesinger, might be their 2 best offensive players. 3-time turkey leg winner.
Yeah, he's won. In fact, the only one who won more turkey legs is Emmitt Smith, who won 4.
Schlesinger with turkey legs. We got a bunch of them on there.
Yep, and this is how it all started. Now there's a turducken, so That's the deboned chicken stuffed in a deboned duck stuffed
put
in
a football in it.
turkey. Yeah. And now here's the turkey, see, with the legs. So I always have to go through this. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, everyone knows that. Here, I can't catch it because we had a heck of a time catching that turkey when he was alive. And now when he's like that, we're having a heck of a time.
With all those legs, you can see why.
And the reason they're bigger this year, there's a flag right there.
On the play. This is a rule that was explained to us last summer. They were trying to set up a screen pass.
Intentional grounding.
And I never understood the explanation.
The foul occurred more than 10 yards, so the ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Loss of down, 3rd down.
That's a tough penalty.
Yeah, I don't know why they can't. I mean, there's a receiver was right there. And I guess because he threw at his feet. You know, what's the alternative for the quarterback? And that's the biggest problem with that rule is the screen pass. And that's what the competition committee talks about. Now, what do you want? I mean, you just want the quarterback to get creamed? I mean, why not? I mean, he loses that down anyway when he throws the ball away.
Well, if you throw the ball higher, then you got the risk of being an interception.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said at the meeting. You can't throw it higher. It'll be an interception.
Pass up the middle to Schlesinger.
That's a dumb rule. I mean, there's nothing else that Charlie Batch could have done, and there was wasn't like there wasn't a receiver in that area. There was, and so they had a rule that he just threw the ball too low. They have to do something about that rule.
Right now, we're going to have another field goal attempt by Jason Hansen.
Well, that's what Jason Hansen goes through. He's going to look up, then he's going to look down, and then he'll look up again.
This is 54 yards plus a little bit.
Yeah, let's see him look up.
Yep.
Gets that visualization. And then the kick.
Plenty of leg. And good. Jason Hansen, 54 yards out. Green Bay 7, Detroit 6.
Saturn is working to keep our economy strong. In jobs, in commerce, and in spirit. As part of that effort, we're providing interest-free financing on every new coupe, sedan, and wagon we make. Come visit your Saturn retailer and keep America rolling.
Longer than time. Love is one of them. A diamond is forever.
You know what I love about Thanksgiving, Howie?
The turkey terry.
And?
Parades.
And?
Football.
The big sales the day after.
And football.
Tomorrow morning only from 7 a.m. to noon, Radio Shack's incredible early bird savings. A portable CD player with car kit is just $37. An RCA 4-in-1 universal remote control, just $5. A Sharp organizer, also $5. And cool Insectibot toys are just $12 each. Tomorrow morning at participating Radio Shacks.
This Fox NFL Special is brought to you by Saturn, now with 2 distinctively different car lines, the L Series and S Series. By Radio Shack, you've got questions, we've got answers. By Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Be you, nothing's better, Dr. Pepper. And by A Diamond is Forever. Show her how much you love her this Christmas.
There's old Tom up in the right side picture.
Yeah, well, that's a happy group of turkeys right there. You hear them? They're all saying,
wonder how long it's going to last.
We made it another year. One of them said, yeah, but watch out for Christmas.
Hansen's kickoff to Rossum, a yard deep in the end zone this time. Rossum outside the 20, the 23.
You see Hansen's helmet? Yeah. I think that's why he kicks the ball so far. He has more holes in his helmet than all the other guys.
1 for each field goal over 50 yards.
You want to knock over a casino? 3 casinos? You gotta be nuts. Exactly. 150 million. Smash and grab job, huh? Slightly more complicated than that. Oh, yeah. Check the batteries?
It'll be nice working with proper villains again.
You're either in or you're out. Right now.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, December 7th.
There's a different way to look at your money.
What's it say?
ING. It's not an ending. It's a beginning.
It's new. A flame-grilled top sirloin, marinated Cajun shrimp, and a great price. $8.99. Chili surf and sirloin. We're having some fun now.
Space camp for your daughter. Priceless. Grand Prix lessons for your dad. Priceless. A celebrity chef for your sister. Priceless. Getting them something that wasn't on their list. Priceless. Use your MasterCard and you could win 5 priceless gifts, including an African safari. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
When a teacher's personal life is put to the test,
What the hell is this?
he will do something so shocking.
You're all action and no talk.
It will take the entire school
Danny Hansen was arrested last night.
by surprise.
Is the guy dead?
All new Boston Public Fox Monday.
7-6, the Packers by 1. 1st and 10 from their own 22. Favre to throw it. Guns it up. To Bubba Franks, the tight end.
You know, one of the things that the coach Mike Sherman was talking about the other day is that they have to get their tight end more involved in the game from the 20 to 20. I mean, he's caught some passes, Bubba Franks has, but it's usually inside the 20 and even more directly around the goal line. They said part of their game has to be to get that tight end involved in this area of the field where we are now.
The tight end is out. They go with 3 wide receivers, and this is Amon Green.
He's up,
This is one of the things that the Packers like to do, and they've been doing that all year, is get into a passing formation, spread you out, get your linebackers to loosen up, and then run the ball. Make you think pass by the formation they give you, and then instead of passing the ball, run it to Amon Green.
2nd down and about 6.
One thing that does is it gets those Lions out of that 5-man line.
Far deep. Flag on the play. Schrader, the intended target.
Yep, and that's going to be in the area of pass interference.
Yep, has to be.
I think it was against Brian Westbrook, too. Oh, no, the Lions are clapping, and the way they're going, it has to be against the Pack. No, it's against the Lions. They were
pass interference.
They misread it.
Defense, number 32. Ball replaced at the spot of the foul. 1st down.
See, it's right here. You see Westbrook, he starts out there. He's okay now. He's okay now. He's okay now. He's okay. I think he's okay all the way.
I think if he didn't fall down,
okay, but he's okay there.
He would have been fine.
Well, you see that right arm? They call that an arm bar, and an arm bar is illegal. So they had to say that they caught the arm bar.
Amon Green, no gain on 1st down.
And Westbrook, of course, has kind of had injuries all year, and Todd Light is starting at his left corner position. And Westbrook comes in mostly now on nickel situations, but he will also play that left corner, his position. He'll play that for Todd Light.
The Lions take out a linebacker and put in another defensive lineman, and they'll go with that 5-man front again.
There it is.
Favre under pressure. Flag on the play.
You know, it's interesting. They put that 5-man line in, I'm sure, to stop the run, but they've been getting a pretty good pass rush from it.
They sure have.
Yeah, you don't get that free lineman, so therefore that free lineman can't go and help against the toughest pass rusher, nor can they slide. So you darn near have to keep a back or a tight end in if you want to slide or just stay man-to-man on your pass protection.
All the officials, as you pointed out, were at Thanksgiving dinner last night with the supervisor, Mike Ferrara. You know, notice they all sat at one table.
Yeah,
the contact by the defense occurred at the line of scrimmage. Therefore, there is no foul for defensive pass interference. Incomplete. Third down.
Yeah, this is what the 5-man line has done. I think that the Packers really didn't expect this. You see, there it was against the run, and now here they get it against the pass. So it has been something, like I was just saying, that has done well in helping to stop the run, but it's also been giving them a good pass rush against Brett Favre. There's backup quarterback Mike McMahon.
4 wide receivers for Green Bay this time. Favre drops, throws underneath to Dorsey Levens. Dorsey gets a few yards, not enough for a first.
Yeah, we're just showing Mike McMahon there, Pat, and their plan is to get him in each half for a series. I mean, he's a rookie quarterback that they really like, and they think that, you know, has a chance to be the quarterback of their future now. And they want to, you know, eventually they're going to give him a game and let him start. But until then, they like to get him one series in the first half and one series in the second half.
Ryan Longwell from 46 yards out. Lines it good. That one never got very high. But it was good. And the Packers add 3. Makes it 10-6.
This Friday, Zales is opening early with an extra $100 to $300 savings from 8 to 10 a.m. Like this $3.99 1-carat diamond bracelet, now just $1.99 at Zales, the diamond store.
The Ace one-day only sale. Get huge savings throughout the store. This Friday only at Ace.
Gobble, gobble. Hear that? Gobble, gobble. You might have had your lion's share of that Thanksgiving dinner, but you won't be able to sleep until you answer the siren call of that leftover turkey sandwich. That's right. Now you're living the high life.
Getting the folks at Ask Jeeves to test the Norelco Quadra Action Razor should be easy. Hey, they're smart, right?
Will I get a close shave? Signs point to no.
This thing's gonna chew up my face.
But thanks to slots for longer hair and holes for short stubble, they got a close shave without the nicks and cuts of a blade.
It's only been a few days, but I'm liking it.
They especially loved how easy it was to clean.
It needed a quick bath.
The Quadra Action has satisfied 99% of the guys who tried it. Accept no imitations. Get America's #1 selling electric shaver, Norelco.
Never before seen on television. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace at 7/6 Central Fox Sunday.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone back at home. I miss you and I love you.
I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to my parents, my brother, and all my family. I just want to say I'm proud to be an American right now.
Thanksgiving to me is about football, family, and lots of food. Hey, Mr. Madden, how about one of those turkey legs?
I'd love to send one of those turkey legs. I'd love to send a whole bunch of those turkey legs.
Wouldn't you, though?
Yep. In fact, if there's any way that it can be done, I think I'll do it.
Well, you better send more than one.
No, a bunch of them. I said, no. If there's some way that we can do it, it'll be done. That's not a bad idea. Flags all over the place.
Returned by Fair, but penalty markers down. That is a good idea. Know that?
Yeah, and if it's possible, any way possible, it will be done.
Against the Lions, Fair's return got him out to about the 30, but they'll take it back.
During the return, holding 58 of the receiving team.
Jeff Triplett.
10-yard penalty, first down.
We'd like to welcome all the servicemen and women who are watching today's game around the world through the facilities of the American Forces Radio and Television Network. Again, we appreciate and we thank you for everything you do for this country, our country. Proud to be an American? Yes, sir. New quarterback Mike McMahon.
Yeah,
we were just talking about him.
And this is Marty Morningweg's plan. He's a rookie out of Rutgers. Has great speed and a strong arm.
Here's the speed. But Baju can run too, can't he? Flag on the play.
Yep, he learned that.
That
in his few weeks in the NFL. That when something happens like that, just raise your hand like you got a penalty.
I don't know.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness, number 54. 15-yard penalty. First down.
It wasn't on Baju. He's okay.
It wasn't? I think it was.
They said 54.
Oh, they did?
No, 54 didn't do anything.
He didn't touch anybody.
Unless that was in another area. Looks like what Baju did, that he had.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, that he had him before he went out of bounds. And you can't stop that. But anyway, Mike McMahon, they really like this guy. I mean, because he has the things that you're looking for. He's a little immature, maybe a lot immature, but he has the tools.
Stewart into Packer territory, stopped and finally taken out of bounds by Mike McKenzie.
That was no different right there. Now you watch Stewart here. You see it's a little counter. He starts to his right, then comes back to his left. Gets a little block there. And right here, he just keeps running until they get him out of bounds. That was a good play. I mean, it was that old counter thing. Remember Joe Gibbs and the Washington Redskins ran for years.
Forever.
You start one way and then you counter back. Remember John Riggins used to run it?
Yep.
Well, James Stewart just run very well. Counter to the right and bring it back to the left.
Stewart, hit immediately. Did well by Niall Diggs. He did well to hang on to the ball.
That'll knock the stuff out of your sinuses. I mean, watch this. Stewart gets the ball here. No one blocks Niall Diggs. Diggs comes from the outside, and he gets to Stewart before Stewart even gets to the line of scrimmage. Look at Stewart. He could feel that one coming. Did you see him?
Yeah, I did.
I mean, he knows when a guy is coming with that velocity and unblocked, you are going to have one big contact.
You can probably hear it. Here's McMahon. Deep, incomplete, good coverage there by McKenzie. Intended for Scotty Anderson.
Well, I said Mike McMahon has a strong arm, and he just showed it there.
Yeah, he looks like McMahon does. Looks like Rich Gannon.
Yeah, he plays a little like him because Rich Gannon had good speed too. I remember when he came out of Delaware, Rich Gannon, they wanted to make him a wide receiver.
Yep, same way.
Yep, and he was drafted by the Patriots, and he wouldn't play there because they wanted to make him a receiver, and he went to Minnesota.
Back to throw again, dumps it. Lamont Warren is number 25, and he gets enough for a Detroit first down.
Now, one thing before they do this, before they bring in McMahon for his series, supposedly Charlie Batch knows. So it's not something that Charlie Batch is ready to go out and they bring in and they say McMahon's going in. Supposedly they tell him, and their plan, I know Marty Morningweg told us the other day, that is to get McMahon in one series in the first half and one series in the second half.
Well, this is a pretty successful series so far. Here's that same counterplay by Stewart. This time there's no bite by the Packers.
Someone's hat came flying off.
In fact, Matt Millen was in before the game, and he said that was the plan.
Yep, there's Matt Millen there, putting the glasses on to see who's whom. That was Brendan Stye, the old right guard. He pulled on that to run that counter. And when he made the contact, made good contact with his head and shoulder, his hat just flew off.
Very good contact.
By the way, Matt Millen hates that when you show him on television.
2nd and 11. Well, he's got a position of responsibility. Here's McMahon.
Flags all over the
play. Gilbert Brown put the pressure on McMahon. Big Gilbert.
Marty Morningweg is talking to McMahon right now. Was talking to him.
Holding, 79 offense. 10-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Eric Beverly, the center, called for holding.
I tell you, we fed these guys last night, and they're sure making a lot of penalty calls today. There's Beverly right there. And it looks like he's just, there's a grab. The grab old Gilbert. Gilbert's right. You could have let Gilbert go on that play. Gilbert's not going to catch Mike McMahon. After you got that first block and Mike McMahon starts to run, let Gilbert go. Don't grab him by the neck.
2nd down, 21. Here's Stewart. Nothing there.
And the fans don't like that.
The beer Bajabiamila.
I tell you, he was really a force early in the season. In fact, he got 10 sacks, was leading the league, and he hasn't been doing well the last 4 or 5 games because now they know who he is. And he's going against Jeff Backus here, the rookie #1 draft choice for the Lions. They played in the first regular season game, and Bajabiamila did a pretty good job against him. Look, in the first 4 games, 9 sacks, last 5, just 1 sack.
A lot of speed. Here's McMahon coming out of the box in that direction. Chased down by Jim Flanagan. Got him around the ankles.
Oh, Jim Flanagan's proud of himself. See, then here's the 3-man line. Flanagan is over on this side. Here's the guy they're worried about is Bajabiamila. And you see a little stunt here. Flanagan stunning to the inside. You see the one goes out. Theory was like a linebacker. He goes outside. Flanagan comes inside.
John Jett back to punt it.
One thing the Packers can do that with John Theory. He can be a down defensive lineman or a linebacker in a 3-man line.
Rossum will field it. Signaled fair catch at the 10. And into the end zone. It was nice, but not that nice.
It's different down here. NFL 2002 EA Sports. It's in the game. Rated E for everyone.
Music on.
Boom, boom, boom.
On Tuesday evening, Spencer Olin went to bed a loving husband and an acclaimed scientist. On Wednesday morning, he woke up. Public enemy #1.
It's a genetic cyborg with a bomb in its ribcage.
Now,
They're gonna kill you!
at a time when the world is at war,
I recommend you evacuate the city. Set off a mass panic.
he holds the key.
Just tell me what you need.
To its salvation.
You've got to trust me.
Imposter. Rated PG-13. Everywhere Christmas Day.
Look at this heating bill. Huh? Things are gonna change around here.
Sweaters for the whole family, 50% off this Friday from 6 to 11 a.m. Only at Sears. Where else?
They were talking about Jim Flanagan and how he was celebrating. he hit the referee, Jeff Triplett. He hit him right in the hat.
He took all the skin off his arm, hit his hat.
He was so happy with that play.
Amon Green doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
Let's watch it here, Pat. We'll watch it on the clicker. Here's Flanagan. Watch him there. He hits Triplett. Now, if Randy Moss did that, that'd be like a $40,000 fine. But he hits it and knocks his hat sideways. And Triplett has to officiate like that the rest of the game.
Now he's holding that same arm up. He gets some relief. He took all the hide off of it.
Well, Triplett got his hat straightened out anyway. That's good.
Yep.
Triplett's hat is in better shape than Flanagan's arm.
That's right. Green lost a yard.
Look out!
Favre is hit. The ball's loose. Touchdown. Touchdown, Detroit. Detroit just went ahead. James Hall.
You see, bang. He comes right up the middle. That was Claiborne right up the middle. The middle linebacker. Hall gets the ball, but they had a stun in the middle. And watch, they don't block Claiborne. And that's when you call it delayed blitz. He lets that stunt go, and then Claiborne just waits. He's a middle linebacker, and he just waited and came in there late.
They're going to review. This has been challenged by Mike Sherman. What are they challenging?
Well, he's going to get in that flag, and he's going to challenge it that it wasn't a fumble.
Green Bay has challenged a ruling on the field that it was a fumble.
Which would, if it were a fumble, give Detroit the ball at the 3.
And you're going to see, here's Chris Claiborne coming right here. That's a fumble. See what they're doing is they're saying if the arm is going forward, then it's an incomplete forward pass. If it's any motion going forward, I think that ball comes out. I think Chris Claiborne hits him, and that ball comes out before any arm is going forward.
He just started to raise his arm when he was hit.
See the stunt in the middle. Here comes Claiborne right up the middle, and there's no way that his arm was going forward. See, in fact, it's going back. And then he starts to bring it into his side.
Did the ground cause him to lose it?
No.
I don't think so either.
That was lost. Even if that's not the issue, I think the issue was his arm going forward. Should that be a fumble, or should this be an incomplete pass?
There's no way it could be an incomplete pass.
Well, if his arm is going forward, then
I don't think it is.
Say there's an incomplete pass because the ball does hit the ground. I mean, there's no way that you could say that that's an incomplete. There's no way you could say that's an incomplete pass. The ball was out before he was down. I'm not sure. I think anytime someone gets a touchdown on you like this, it's a good point to challenge anyway. I mean, you might as well.
Detroit would have the ball at the 2 or 3 yard line, regardless if it is a fumble.
No.
Or it's a touchdown.
If it's an incomplete pass, it would still be Green Bay ball.
Right. Yeah.
I think it has to be a touchdown.
After reviewing the play, the ball started moving in the quarterback's hand before he hit down. Therefore, it is a fumble recovered by Detroit and a touchdown.
And a touchdown.
Green Bay is charged a timeout.
Brett Favre had that look on his face that it was a fumble. I mean, he didn't have that look that, that was a bad call. He had that look that they didn't get Chris Claiborne blocked, and it was a fumble, and it was a pickup, and it was a touchdown.
And a touchdown for Hall. Mike Sherman was really upset about the ruling, but, well, he should be.
And I think he's still upset from the way they played last week against Atlanta. He was saying that they played sloppy, they played undisciplined. Every one of those types of words that you could think of, he used.
Hansen for the extra point. Detroit leads Green Bay 13-10 with 3:43 left before the half.
Wow, MP3 player, digital camera, DVD player, very nice. Looks like somebody's kids are going to be very happy this holiday.
Kids! Could you... I'll be right.
We know how you feel, and that's why Circuit City has great gift ideas this holiday season. Circuit City, we're with you.
Hey, my wife loves these things. All wives love things.
Could you...
Back at the Silverdome.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
The people who are responsible for the pictures, the cameramen, wishing you a happy Thanksgiving.
Well, don't forget Carmen was in there. It's cameramen and women.
That's true. I didn't see Carmen.
Yeah, no. She was in there. In fact, I think if you look again, I think she blew a kiss.
Yeah. I'm glad you picked her. There she is. Yeah. She blew another kiss.
She's been with us for a long time.
Yeah.
Carmen, one of the best at what they all do.
Hansen's kickoff sails to Rossum, about a yard deep. Rossum to the 18. It's the new show everyone's been talking about, the best damn sports show, period. The critics are calling it the show that's a collision of sports and comedy, and just what we've been waiting for. Introducing the best damn sports show, period. Weeknights only on Fox Sports Net. Check your local listings for the start time in your area.
You know, don't you have the feeling that the Packers have to get a fire lit under them?
Yep.
Other than Amon Green, it doesn't look like there's a lot of life in this Packer offense.
4 wide receivers set up. Favre out of the shotgun. Fakes, gives to Amon Green. That's why Favre lines up so short, not as deep as most people in the shotgun, with Green behind him so he can run plays like that.
Yeah, remember against the Baltimore Ravens at Lambeau Field that was very successful. And I think they got a little enamored with it, and they stayed with it too long, and they had trouble in Minnesota. And now they're not in it all the time.
2nd and 5. Bubba Franks, the man in motion. Favre throws quickly, complete to Freeman. First down, Green Bay.
Yeah, that's only the second time he's gone to Antonio Freeman so far, and Antonio Freeman may have slowed down a little bit, but he's a competitor. I mean, I think when you need a go-to guy, you need a guy to kind of make a play. I think you have to get Antonio Freeman. We got Amon Green. You have him involved in the game. I think now you get Antonio Freeman involved in the game, and then maybe later you get Bill Schrader involved in it.
Favre drops. Goes outside for Amon Green. Flag on the play. They're going to get him for intentional grounding, I think.
I don't know
holding.
that or roughing. I think it's going to be roughing. I think it looked like they threw him down after he threw the ball. Robert Porcher has 65 sacks, and that's the most in the NFL, I think, since 1996 or something like that. But then another flag came out here.
Seems like every time we see the Lions, Robert Porcher plays extremely well.
Yeah, and he's always, if there's anyone there that is going to raise havoc, it always seems to be him. And he always seems to play well against Brett Favre and the Packers. And I know they have that thing with Sapp and Favre, and I think the thing with Porcher and Favre, Porcher has won a lot of those battles too. But I think what the officials are talking about here, Pat, I think there's a couple of different things.
I think so too.
Because one flag came in later.
Porcher has the most sacks in the NFL over that period of time.
And he's kind of a guy you forget.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's because Detroit hasn't, been one of the top teams, hasn't been, on national television and those types of things as much. This crew, I don't know what the heck we fed them. Do we feed them dessert? I mean, they're taking time and plays, and they seem like discombobbled.
We didn't feather them. Fed them, you said.
Oh, fed them, yeah.
Oh.
There were 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, number 25 of the defense. Helmet-to-helmet contact after the play was over. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 91, defense, taking the quarterback's head and driving it into the ground. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, that was against Robert Porcher. That was the one I was talking about. You can see Porcher is number 91 there. The ball is gone, and that's right. You got to stop there. I mean, watch what he does. He grabs him around the head and neck, bulldogs him, and puts his head into the turf. I don't know how Porcher can argue with that one. I mean, Brett Favre is fired up now. I mean, he's going around headbutting linebackers and stuff, but I don't think Brett Favre has been fired up until now, and I don't know that you want to fire Brett Favre. I don't think so.
Here's Amon Green with a blocker in front. Close to first down yardage. Barrett Green knocked him out of bounds.
Barrett Green was the guy that was just headbutting with Brett Favre.
No, you don't want to get him fired up.
Here they get to the outside. We see Chad Clifton is in there now at the left tackle. He's kind of leading on that play. And Green is he has good speed, but he has patience. He waits and he lets things develop. And you can do that if you have a burst.
Well, he's got a burst. He is very fast and strong as well. 13-10 Detroit.
This Fox NFL special is brought to you by Behind Enemy Lines. On November 30th, it's time to cross the line.
We ought to be flying for a rock star. We could save the music. They fired us! Eject!
On November 30th, get ready.
Our man is down behind enemy lines.
To cross the line.
Let's go get our boy back.
Behind Enemy Lines.
You're so funky, Dixie.
Rated PG-13. November 30th, only in theaters.
Well, it's Christmas time, everybody, but it's raining in my heart. Yes, it's Christmas time, everybody, but it's raining in my heart. Well, you know that I love you, baby. Tell me why must we be apart?
This country keeps rolling. It's not about to slow down, and neither are we. Interest-free financing from GM continues from now through January 2nd on most new cars, trucks, and SUVs. One country, one way. Keep America rolling.
She's climbing over the chair. She's stomping someone.
Yeah. Back at the Silverdome, coming up at the halftime. Don't forget the Visa halftime report. JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris. First half analysis. Performances by the Winans family and Enrique Iglesias from his new album.
Packers got up to the line of scrimmage, and the officials weren't ready to let him play. Now they're signaling now it's okay. Anytime the umpire stands on the ball, they're not going to let you play.
Favre alone in the backfield. Chased out by Porcher. Favre still running, tosses, throws it away, and he is allowed to do that.
And he made sure that he got that one out of bounds, because I think the last 3 weeks that same play, running to the sideline, he's thrown an interception in each game. And where he goes out there and then throws the interception. That time he just threw it out of bounds. Look at the pressure he's had. He's been sacked twice, hit 2 times, hurried 5 times, and he has that 1 fumble that was a Detroit Lion touchdown.
That's what gave him the 13-10 lead.
And a lot of guy that's been raising heck is this guy right here, Robert Porcher. He did get the penalty, but he was also the guy in that last play that flushed Favre out.
Favre up the middle. Antonio Freeman, as you said, you got to get him involved.
And that was a perfect time. He's going to get a blitz from the right side. So anytime that you get blitz, you see that blitz going, you know that you have man-to-man coverage. And he just looked for Antonio Freeman right in the middle. They get an overload on the right side. You watch this. One thing about Brett Favre, when he sees something open, he puts everything into it.
Doesn't take long for it to get there. That's Freeman again. Inside the 15.
I think this is a big thing for the Packers. As I said earlier, they get Amon Green involved in the game, and he looks like he's going pretty well. But they're one-dimensional. So then they had to get someone else, and now that someone else is Antonio Freeman. And as they get closer to the goal line, that's when they like to get their tight ends involved, when they can get down there and fake a run, you know, and go a play pass. Not in this situation.
2 wide receivers split right, Freeman and Schroeder. And that's Corey Bradford, who is split to the left, makes the reception.
That there against Terry Fair. Again, the Packers aren't worried about the time here because they do have 2 timeouts. You know, Corey Bradford here could have gone out of bounds or could have tried to make the score. I think when you have 2 timeouts, you don't have to worry about getting out of bounds.
Clock still running then with just over 40 seconds left. By the time they snap it, it'll be less than 40 seconds.
They want to score a touchdown and not let the Lions have any time.
Favre fires. Flag. Charles Lee, the receiver. Going to be against Detroit.
Defense number 32.
That's against Brian Westbrook.
Again,
The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal.
Right here, you see Westbrook is taking the inside. I don't know. I mean, that's tough down there in the goal line. One of the things the Lion defensive backs haven't been doing this year is getting down there and challenging receivers. I think he should have challenged them earlier on the line.
Green is 1st and goal. He doesn't get in, I don't believe. The clock is running with 25 seconds now. Favre calls the Green Bay timeout. Green got close, but he didn't make it.
There's a light in your soul. It says you're one of a kind. Don't never let it go. Be original, an individual, yeah, like Dr. Pepper. Be you, do what you do. Dr. Pepper. Be you, do what you do. There's nothing better. Be you, do what you do.
Back at the Silverdome. Here's Green's last effort to score.
But you see what happened? He tried to go up in the air, and he couldn't get up at all.
Sean Rogers was under the pile.
And so was Kelvin Pritchard. Kelvin Pritchard had a hold of his legs when Amon Green was trying to jump.
Sean Rogers is another young player they like very much. Favre looking, lofting, touchdown. David Martin, flag on the play.
Yep, and that's when the tight end comes into play. This is the one I was talking about. Is not a lot, but when they get down on the goal line, this is where they throw to the tight end. It's Amon Green running. It's Antonio Freeman. When they get here, it's tight end.
Defense number 96.
Again, against Detroit, so the touchdown will stand. James Hall.
James Hall, the guy that got the touchdown. I'm going to say that he held. That's tough right there. You just no one held anyone out there. No one covered anyone out there. David Martin got to the back thing, but on play pass, you just grab everything you can because you think it's a run.
Sure. One of the things that made this play go was Amon Green's fake into the line. Usually does.
Okay, class. Today, we're going to work on handwriting. Now, try to make it very neat like I did. That's good, that's good. All you have to do is follow the curves on the board. Very nice. Okay, tomorrow, we're going to put my cards in the envelopes.
Trying to save a little time this holiday season? Then come to Best Buy, where you'll find gifts for everyone on your list, all in one place. Best Buy. This holiday, turn on the fun.
Don't forget, coming up at the half, the Visa halftime report. JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris, first half analysis. And those two performances by the Winans family and by Enrique Iglesias.
And I think I'm going to cut to Turducken. I got a Turducken up here. Yeah, look right there, right behind us there. I think what I'll do is cut it the way you have to cut it down the middle. Then you cut it sideways, so then when you get a bite, you get like turkey dressing, duck dressing, chicken. You can't slice it like a turkey, you know what I mean?
I think I'm going to stand back while you're doing that.
I don't even wear gloves or anything when I do it.
I know I'm going to stand back.
I did it last night at Carb One.
Terry Fair returns it for Detroit with 11 seconds left before the half.
And now again, remember that Mike McMahon was a quarterback and he got his series. Now that's just something that's just going to be the one series. So Charlie Batch will be back. Charlie Batch will also start the second half, and then maybe Mike McMahon will get another series in the second half.
Batch, again, their Detroit's game against Arizona last week had what, 425 yards or something like that.
And he was playing real well. He was hitting everything. And then in the fourth quarter, he had 3 interceptions.
Batch starts at his own 33. Hands off. Lamont Warren, Stewart's backup.
The fans are booing, but Charlie Batch took a timeout, so they were booing because the Lions didn't take a shot. They were going to run the ball. Then Charlie Batch takes a timeout, which to me would mean you have to take a shot, because if you're not going to take a shot and you have the ball, you wouldn't take a timeout.
It silenced the crowd.
Unless Marty Morningweg on the left there, the head coach, didn't want him to take a timeout. The coach told him to take a timeout. They have to take a shot here. Or you wouldn't
figure that.
You wouldn't take a timeout. If you're just going to run the clock out, you could have run the clock out by not taking timeout.
So,
and Green Bay knows that. Look at Green Bay. They have 2 defenders back on the 20-yard line.
Yep. You think Batch can throw it that far?
Back on the 15-yard line, and they're backing up.
There's going to be about a 70-yard pass if he does take a shot. We'll see how far he can throw it.
Swing it out of there.
Threw it far enough. Incomplete. That's the end of the first half with the score: the Packers 17, the Lions 13. This Fox NFL special will continue from Detroit after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
It's the Fox Thanks for Giving Us Adam Sandler 2-night film feast.
Everybody on the dance floor.
Tonight, laugh your dinner off.
Somebody get some pants on that kid.
When Drew Barrymore falls for The Wedding Singer. And tomorrow, come back for seconds.
Will somebody get you to the Happy Meal?
When he lowers the standards.
What's your name? I'll write it on the wall.
For raising a kid.
Hey, you guys wear the same size t-shirt.
Big Daddy, 2 tasty Adam Sandler world broadcast premieres. Starting tonight on Fox.
Whoopity-doo!
Simple. Owning a new Hubble home. Simple.
It's kind of crazy, but the folks at Hubble Homes think that buying a new home should be, well, simple. And why not with low interest rate financing? You got friendly people, you got guaranteed quality construction. Oh, and get this, they can get you in by New Year's. Simply visit a Hubble Home community or call 433-8800 to make an appointment. We'll come pick you and the family up in the limo and show you around. It's not simple.
It's R.C. Willey's biggest TV and electronics sale of the entire year. Fantastic values on big screen TVs starting at just $8.99. Color TVs from just $89. Save on DVD players, VCRs, camcorders, home theater, stereos for home, on the go, and car. It's all here under one roof at the guaranteed lowest prices found anywhere. Look for our insert in your paper for all the great values, and everyone's ad is an R.C. Willey ad because we will not be undersold. This Christmas and always, nobody beats R.C. Willey.
Excuse me, these cash register buttons you sold me are worn out.
Stress fracture. What are you using them for?
My chicken sandwich for 99 cents. Well, plus my entire 99-cent menu. You know, burgers and tacos and breakfast biscuits and...
These are JR20s. They're not designed for a 99-cent menu with so many items. These are junk. You need the XL99. Military-grade titanium.
Ooh.
Traction ready. At Les Schwab, it means selection. In stock, over 500,000 snow tires, being delivered day and night. Each employee dedicated to make sure you get the snow tires that are right for you. Studs or studless. Put them on snow wheels to save time and money. Change, a complete selection. Featuring quick fit. Easy on, easy off. Batteries, too, for cold winter starts. Check your list and check in. Les Schwab, traction ready for you.
You're watching KTRV, Fox 12, Nampa, Boise, Caldwell.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
And welcome to the Visa Halftime here in Los Angeles. Full house as we get you caught up on the first half there between Green Bay and Detroit.
All right, let's get it going. Two wide receivers to the left, tight end to the right, batch, play action, top of the end, deep end to Johnny Morton. Now watch coming up, number 21. Baju knocks this ball loose. Tyrone Williams, 3/4 in the end zone. Touchback, Packer ball. Now on this series, Amon Green, handoff to the left, breaks back to right. 26-yard touchdown run. Pack up 7-0. The Lions then coming inside this blitz. Down, Claiborne blitz, ball knocked loose. James Hall scoops it up, 8-yard touchdown run. Lions are up 13-10. Now, was it a fumble? That was a challenge by the Packers. It was ruled the ball was loose, so therefore the sack counted, the fumble counted. Now, 1-yard line, rookie David Martin, 1-yard touchdown pass from Brett Favre, his 20th of the year. Packers 17-13 over the Lions at the half.
Our Thanksgiving Day love poll conducted by our producer, Scott Ackerson. Do you want to see the Lions go 0-16? You know, Scotty displaying love on Thanksgiving Day. 52% of you are saying yes to that poll. Howie?
I want to send a plea out there to the good folks in America on Thanksgiving. Log on, vote. Let's get that 48% up. Let's turn this thing around. There's not that much negativity out there.
Vote for Howie, I say. No dangling chads out there. Vote for Howie.
2%, 68% of the 52% were women. So what does that say?
We don't know.
Wow. Okay.
Did you get...
No.
Chris, the Lions still competitive, even more so today because they've got a running game in James Stewart.
Yes, they do, as we shift quickly to football here. They're running the football very well, but I'd love to see the Lions keep coming after Brett Favre in this game. What we've seen is
like
that their secondary can match up against these Green Bay receivers, just like Atlanta did last week. I didn't think they'd get it done, but they keep coming after Brett here in the second half.
Yeah, and a turning point in that second quarter was obviously when Porsche slammed Brett Favre to the ground, had a penalty. It seemed to not only wake up Brett Favre, but it woke up their offensive line. Prior to that time, he'd been sacked twice, hit twice, hurried 5 times, and fumbled once. I like the aggressiveness. This is not a relationship-driven business. That's part of the problem with the Detroit defense. They're not mean enough.
Yeah, but let's just go to the record, though. Charlie Batch is 3-0 against these Packs right here, and the Packers don't normally play well on artificial surface, and I'm going to go back out and say it again. I like the way Detroit's playing them. They've had some mistakes, but that second half has been their albatross all year long, especially the fourth quarter. Hold it close, eliminate the mistakes fourth quarter. I still think the Lions win.
Coming up, a very special halftime performance by Enrique Iglesias and BB and Marvin Winans. You won't want to miss it. We'll see if Terry Bradshaw is right at the end of the game. JT.
Visa is proud to celebrate the fans this season. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
Kickers, you got to keep them in their place, Warren. Timmy, go bye-bye.
Fox NFL Sunday this week, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific.
Want to make this a Thanksgiving to remember? You'll need food.
Don't do that again.
Games. Friends.
My parts are showing.
And surprises.
We'll handle this.
Throw the Thanksgiving bash everyone will want to crash. Never before seen on television, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Plus, a sneak peek at the StarWars.com documentary, R2-D2 Beneath the Dome.
Success has gone to his dome.
2 television premiere events at 7, 6 Central, Fox Sunday.
Fox Tuesday. Eric has his eye on the new cashier.
Spying on her, huh? Why don't you just pull her hair and run?
Yes, let's do that.
But she has her eye on someone else.
Oh my God, you like my dad?
Do you know if he's seeing anyone?
Yeah, my mom.
And only that 70s show. Then, what's more disgusting than eating in the school cafeteria? Working there.
Dude, someone else ate that. Oh.
The new hit series Undeclared, followed by an all-new 24. It all starts at 8, 7 Central, Fox Tuesday. He's become one of Boston Public's best new teachers.
You're an incredible kid, Debbie.
But when his personal life is put to the test...
What the hell is this?
Danny Hansen will do something so shocking.
You're all action and no talk.
It will take everyone...
Danny Hansen was arrested last night.
...by surprise.
Is the guy dead?
The hit series Boston Public, all new Fox Monday. It's a star-studded night on Alley.
They've got a new singer here? That's Elton John. Well, can we get him to turn it down?
With special guest, Jacqueline Bisset. And all-new Ally McBeal at 9, 8 Central, Fox Monday.
Every year, in November, we gather together with family and friends. To give thanks.
Today, the United Way kicks off a season of thanks. Because of your generous support, United Way is active in local communities every day, improving the lives of Americans everywhere. Strong communities mean a stronger America. So today, the NFL and the United Way thank you, the millions of donors and volunteers, our everyday American heroes. And now performing his hit single, Hero, from his new album, Escape, please welcome Grammy Award-winning recording artist, Enrique Iglesias.
Tonight.
lost my mind. Well, I don't care, you're here tonight.
The events of the last few months have led us to redefine the term hero, to look for strength and inspiration in new faces. Tell me who your hero is.
My mommy.
And you?
My next door neighbor, he's a firefighter.
And today, on this day of Thanksgiving, the United Way thanks you, America, our everyday heroes who work all year round to help us carry out our mission of building stronger communities. Through strong families, compassion, and tolerance, we all live in a united way.
Together we stand, divided we fall. Let's build a bridge, tear down the wall. Let us respond to our brother's call. Together we stand, divided we fall. Our opinions might not be the same. There's so many things. But there's so many things that are. But hand in hand, we can form a chain. Yes, we can. That never can be torn apart. For together we stand, divided we fall. Let's build a bridge to tear down the wall. Let us respond to our brothers' call. Together we stand, divided we fall. Children, help us. We stand, oh, divided we fall. Let's build a bridge. Let's together build a bridge. Tear down. Oh, help me say, stand with me. Stand with me. I need you. I need you. Oh, yes, I need. Every day we need a Savior. Stand with me. Stand with me. I need you. I need you. I need you. Oh, America, today we say, together we stand, divided we fall. Build a bridge. Together we can tear down the wall. Let us respond to our brothers. To my brother. Together we stand. Divided. Together we stand. Thank you.
I think anytime you go out into the community and give of your time and your talent for really no recognition, that makes you a special person.
It gets rough and things are tough. Feels like maybe you've had enough. Just don't you give in. No, no, no. A new day will soon begin.
The NFL, the Giants, and the United Way have had a long-standing relationship. Thank you for your efforts, and thank you for just being you. just the opportunity to help rebuild, you know, and make our nation and make our communities a lot better.
Coming right up, kid.
They could be doing anything else, but they're showing people, myself, they're showing the community of need that this is important.
We're just having fun and doing something good and something positive.
When you point a finger at someone else, there's a thumb pointing back at yourself. Do your part in making our community better. Everyone has to be a positive or negative influence in their community. I choose to be a positive influence. Happy Thanksgiving!
We'll return to Detroit after these messages from your local Fox station.
Hi, I'm Dee Pickett. The best thing about a coverall building is the interior environment. The natural light, along with the warmth in the winter and coolness in the summer, make this building far better than any conventional structure I've seen. These buildings can be designed for a variety of commercial applications to homeowner uses and come with an outstanding warranty. Coverall is your best choice. Call us today and find out what Coverall can do for you.
All those precious moments, the fun times, the quiet times, the experiences you want to save forever. Record them all on a new JVC camcorder from RC Willey. Just in time for the holidays, RC Willey offers the best in JVC camcorders at the lowest prices of the year. Whether you're looking for a new digital or VHS-C camcorder, RC Willey has the JVC camcorder for you. While supplies last, take home a free scooter with the purchase of your new JVC digital camcorder. Pay nothing till May 2002. Nobody beats RC Willey.
Here they come. The classic epic of good versus evil. I am the master. Now, digitally restored and enhanced. Featuring brand new scenes and special effects.
The Force will be with you.
Star Wars, A New Hope, Special Edition.
Sunday at 3:30 on Fox 12.
Sorry, Pipsqueak. Gotta let you go.
Oh, give me another month.
No, you never last.
It's my streaking, isn't it? I can change.
You're being changed to the Trico Teflon blade.
Hello, little man.
What's he got that I ain't got?
A wiping edge with Teflon for a longer life and a smoother wipe. I'm stronger, too.
He is pretty beefy.
The Trico Teflon brand blade. Longer life, smoother wipe, easier installation.
You're still a lousy driver.
I'm Stephanie Kralovich, and you're watching KTRV Fox 12.
Get up the field, Larry. Get up the field!
Introducing the NFL Gridiron Classic Collection as seen on the sideline today. And now, direct from the NFL shop, classic NFL style. You can get the Gridiron Classic Fleece and be part of NFL tradition. All 32 teams available for just $59.99. Call 1-877-NFL-SHOP. Get it for yourself or for your classic NFL fan. 1-877-NFL-SHOP now.
Let's go quickly down to Ron Pitts with Marty Morningway.
Coach, I know you didn't want to give up those points going into half, but you have to be somewhat happy with that first half, considering how the season has gone.
Well, no, we're behind. It's 17-13. I'm not happy at all. We've had some problem penalty-wise, which is ridiculous. We've got to keep our composure and poise because we're helping them. We helped them on that last drive.
I know you're trading off with Mike McMahon and Charlie Batch, alternating the reps a little bit in the series, but will he get some more time at quarterback?
I'll make that decision, but here's the deal with Mike McMahon. I'd be doing a disservice to this organization if I didn't get a rookie, a talented rookie, some time. And that's all. This is Charlie's offense, Charlie's football team at this point.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Good.
Well, thank you, Ron, and thank you, Marty. He let him pretty well know where he stood.
Yeah, he seems like a coach that's 0-9 going in at halftime behind.
This is Terry Fair. Stopped abruptly. Let's look at the halftime statistics.
Well, did the wedge roll up someone on that play? Woo. Look at this. The Lions, you know, rush. That's one of the things they wanted to do. They had 107 yards, but the thing that Marty Morningweg was talking about that really hurt him, look at the penalties there. They've had 9 penalties for 106 yards, and that was big on that last drive. Now, on the other side, the Packers have only had 1 penalty for 15 yards. Both teams have had a turnover, and both teams have gotten 7 points off a turnover.
Charlie Batch back at quarterback. James Stewart is the running back. And he gets a couple. The middle of the Green Bay defense stacks him up.
Robert Porcher waiting to get back in there. You know, the middle of that Green Bay defense is
big middle.
Usually going to be Gilbert Brown. He's in there. He was inactive last week. He has a groin injury and a knee injury on the same leg.
You know, he got up over 400.
He's still big enough. Yeah, he was talking about that to Pam Oliver today.
Now he's down 338, and Stewart with room still on his feet, and James Stewart to the Packer 25.
And they got a good block on Gilbert Brown that time. They got some movement on here. Now here's James Stewart, and he's going to take the ball. Again, he gets a lead by Corey Schlesinger right there. You see, he waited, and right there he gets a block on Baoju, and that's the thing that broke him. There was no contain on that side at all. Here's how it started. You have to get the middle going backwards. You get the middle going backwards, and now you got to cut back, and you have something there. But on that one, James Stewart just outrunning.
That's a good block by Beverly. That's a tough job to cut off Gilbert Brown. Said he got up over 400 pounds. Now he's back down to about 338. Down to about 338.
And he says he doesn't care if anyone calls him fat, but if it's 4th and 2, they're going to call him to be in there.
That run, that last run, play before last by Stewart, was 38 yards. That's the longest run of the year for Detroit.
And it gave James Stewart 100 yards. But the Packers had no contain at all. The closest guy was Baoju.
Here's Stewart again. They contain that again. Charlie Batch in the first half.
You can see he only completed 6 passes out of 11 for 100 yards. The gold ones are the complete, the red incomplete. And, you know, everything is kind of in the middle and to the left. You see the deep one here to the left, and then everything was here in the middle. Nothing out to the outside on the right. That big one, that crossing pattern. Remember that first one that he hit to Johnny Morton, where Johnny Morton fumbled it. That would have gotten the Lions off to a lot better start than they got off to.
Morton's the man in motion. And it's intercepted by the Packers, by Nate Wayne. Never had a chance. There were 2 Packers there. He's out of bounds.
The whistle blew down there, but this is the type of thing. This is why the Lions are 0-9, and this is the thing that's been plaguing them all year. I mean, they look good. They look good. They look good. James Stewart makes a nice run. They get the ball down there, and boom, they throw an interception. And then it comes back the other way. And everything that they did well now becomes bad.
There were 4 Packers around that rebound. No chance.
Free to move about the country.
On December 4th, history will come alive. Heroes will be born. And the event that defined a nation is yours to own on DVD and video. Harbor. Own it on DVD and video December 4th.
This is Santa's Workshop 2001. Billions of wish lists come in from around the world, and UPS helps us navigate supply chain management issues. Oh, coal comes in from the Balkans for the naughty. Boy band figurines come in from Japan for the nice. Think about the logistics on that one. We have been a successful brand for centuries now, and for a number of years, UPS has been an invaluable partner. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus, and he's working with UPS.
This Fox NFL special is brought to you by UPS, the official delivery company of football fans everywhere.
Green Bay has the ball at about the 46-yard line, their own 46. 12:06. Amon Green gets a couple.
You know, Brett Favre is something special, and you know, grass doesn't bother him, and rain doesn't bother him, and wind doesn't bother him, and cold doesn't bother him, and none of those outdoor things bother him. But if you think that there's any one thing that tends to bother him, it's artificial turf indoors. That, you know, for some reason, he nor the Green Bay Packers. I mean, they're a team that is really built to play on grass outside. And you look at their home record, look at their grass record, and look at their turf record. There has to be something to it.
Pass is caught on the sideline by Schrader. Nobody's going to get up at him.
Yeah, Brett Favre was trying to say that, you know, that he thought that he quit on 3 patterns last week, but he hasn't lost confidence in him, and he's going to keep throwing to him. And this is pretty good. The official's going to look at his feet first. So he looks down his feet, has the feet, and then the hands to look up to see that he has and keeps control of the ball.
1st and 10, Green Bay. Green again. Inside the 35 to about the 34. Let's go down to Ron Pitts.
And Pat, I talked to Mike Sherman coming out at halftime. He said obviously the biggest problem is protection. We got to do a better job against that 5-man line. Now against that 5-man line, look for the Packers offensive line to slide to the right to try to help out on Robert Forche. He's the big problem. And look for him to go after number 23, Terry Fair. They think they can get something big on him. Pat?
Fair is number 23, as you said, the right cornerback.
And here's that 5-man line.
Favre gets it up to Amon Green, who's got nothing but daylight in front of him, and a Packer touchdown. We got to get the ball to that guy.
Yep, they got the ball to that guy. It was a 5-man line. There's no way that they can slide against a 5-man line. They had to man it. They manned it. They gave Brett Favre good pass protection. Watch it. See, everyone has to block man, 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 man. Everyone has a man, a little play fake, and then the guy that he play faked to, Amon Green, just goes through, and that's what they call a check down or check through. Just goes through and sits down and waits there. But it started with good pass protection because they said about sliding to the right. There's no way they can slide when every guy is covered.
Favre set up some of the blocking by stepping up in the pocket like he did. And then found Amon Green for his 2nd touchdown of the day. Green Bay's lead is now 24-13.
There's a light in your soul. It says you're one of a kind. Don't never let it go. Be original, an individual, like Dr. Pepper. Be you, do what you do. Dr. Pepper. Be you, do what
Be sure to pick up Garth's new album, Scarecrow, wherever great music is sold.
The Matrix Revisited. Buy it on video. The complete look at the world of The Matrix, including The Matrix anime, new perspectives, a look at The Matrix Reloaded, and special hidden features. The Matrix Revisited. Buy it on video cassette and DVD.
I can't believe how much I just ate.
Especially when she's getting married in 2 weeks.
Reebok and Tice walking shoes. 50% off this Friday from 6 to 11 a.m. Only at Sears. Where else?
longer than time. Love is one of them. A diamond is forever.
Thanksgiving night, laugh your dinner off.
Get some pants on that kid!
With Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. In The Wedding Singer, the broadcast premiere tonight at 8 on Fox.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Some guys already got 2 turkey legs. They didn't get 5 turkey, did they?
No. You don't give turkey legs to people in the stands. You give turkey legs to people between the lines.
Especially with those dressed like that. Here's Fair again. Just outside the 20.
Remember when this happened, Pat, and Brett Favre kind of wasn't doing too well, and I said, don't get him riled up, don't get him fired up. Since that play, he's thrown 2 touchdown passes, and that got him started.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Shows no signs of stopping. I brought some.
Check this out. Bob here needs a car.
How about a pickup? A black one. With a place for my bike.
Autotrader.com. Over 1.5 million used cars, make it the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
Need a loan?
Oh, yeah. Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
When someone took his pride...
Are you, like, threatening to hit me? I'm gonna go with, yeah.
Joe Sheffer...
You took something of mine, I want it back.
...took a stand.
Try to hit me in the face. Do people ever come back here?
This Christmas, be bold.
What are you, like 12?
Be brave.
Hey.
Be somebody.
You talking to me?
Tim Allen is Joe Somebody.
I'll take everything I see here, and if necessary, I will buy that head.
The Christmas comedy for everybody. Rated PG, December 21st.
How is Dave Thomas going to decide which sandwich to introduce? The Chicken Bacon Swiss or the Bacon Swiss Cheeseburger with hickory smoked bacon and tangy Swiss?
Heads is chicken, tails is the cheeseburger.
Introducing both.
We hope you're having a happy Thanksgiving. We're enjoying ourselves at the Dome in Detroit. The Lions are not, however.
Yeah, we were talking about that thing where you have the sleeping dog and you just kind of let him lie, and they got Brett Favre fired up and they started headbutting and doing all that stuff. And since that point, like I said, he's thrown 2 TDs, but he's also 6 out of 7. 6 out of 7 for 83 yards. And
I don't really think he ever got the fire lit early in this game or last week.
No, I don't think so either. And you know, we'd mentioned that there was no fire lit in there, and then Green lit his fire by headbutting him, and since then, Brett Favre has been a different guy.
Scotty Anderson takes the slant from Batch for a Detroit first down.
Scotty Anderson, a rookie, starting his first game. You see that he makes a little move to the outside and then goes to the inside. That's that slant move. Tyrone Williams, he got that first step on Tyrone Williams. I was watching Anderson in practice the other day. They were throwing a lot to him. Doesn't have a great deal of speed, but he moves pretty well, but not fast.
Packers blitz. Batch missed Morton.
You know, one of the things that you have to do when you get to blitz is you have to get rid of the ball quickly, but not too quickly, because they pick it up pretty well here. We're going to start the blitz here. See, everything is picked up, and I think that you want to get it out of there quickly. I mean, you want to get boom and get it out of there, but that time I think it was a little too quickly.
And a little too high.
Maybe too high being the key word.
Packers have been a third quarter team of excellence throughout the year. Flag on the play. I think the back might have been offsides. James Stewart, the ball carrier.
One of the things that the Lions felt they had to do if they were going to have any chance is to run the ball, and they've done that. They've
offside defense, number 97. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
They run for 157 yards thus far. Their season high was 125, so they've done better than they've done in any other game. Marty Morningwig staying with the run. You know, sometimes these coaches and coordinators that call plays, once they get into the pass, they forget to get back to the run, but they've done a good job of staying with the run. You look what James Stewart's done. 63 yards to the left, 34 to the middle, and only 7 yards to the right. A lot more success to the left and middle.
Batch back to throw. Lofts it outside to Schlesinger, who's taken out of bounds by Jew.
Well, Jew made a good tackle on that play because that was very close to a first down. Schlesinger was going, and we know what Schlesinger does. Schlesinger's not going to run out of bounds.
If he gets it turned upfield, he's going to hurt somebody.
Bauju, who's taken Leroy Butler's place and doing, I think, a pretty good job.
Yep.
He was a corner, and the corner covers the outside receivers, and they made him a safety, and he's a pretty good-looking free safety.
Stewart behind the line. They don't get the first down. Vonnie Holiday was first to make contact with Stewart.
Yeah, they came on a blitz. They brought Darren Sharper from the other side, the right side of the defense, and they were going to the left. We've seen that they've made more success, on running to the left. They've had more success, and they're running to that side, and the Packers played that left side run pretty well.
John Jett back to punt. Alan Rossum back deep for Green Bay. 24-13. Packers on top. Their record 6-3. Behind surprising Chicago. Rossum at the 7. Good kick, not much return, about 5 yards. 24-13. Green Bay takes over.
Happy holidays from your friends at Miller.
Is there a problem?
Yeah, you whacked me pretty hard there.
Whack? No, I might have tapped at parking, but I didn't whack it.
Yeah, you slammed into me there.
Slam.
Yeah, slam. Look at this.
It's fine.
That's misaligned. You can't replace that. We'll have to get that in Europe someplace.
Okay.
I'm glad. Oh, look who's here. I'm glad you're here to see this. I can't drive this home, and my wife's upstairs giving blood. I don't know if I mentioned that.
The Passat wagon. It only looks like $1 million.
Oh, I'm not an internist, but I think I got some bleeding going on here.
It's different down here. Madden NFL 2002. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Rated E for everyone.
This Fox NFL special is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 36. By Volkswagen, on the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. By Miller Lite, grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time. And by Madden NFL 2002. EA Sports. It's in the game.
That's the new stadium, Ford Field, which will open in downtown Detroit in August of 2002. And here is Amon Green off again. Billy Jenkins stopped him, and Green limps a bit.
Yeah, he started to limp, and then he started to say he was okay, and then he went back to the limp again. And sometimes you get hit and you don't know if you're okay or not. And you have to, check all your parts and feel everything and kind of jog in place to see if everything's still working. It was working before the ball was snapped.
Dorsey Levens replaces Green behind the fullback Henderson. Here's Dorsey. Flag on the play. Holding.
That's going to be holding against the Packers. Looked like the flag was thrown well after he got to the outside. I mean, it shouldn't be in an area that affected the run.
88 offense.
Bubba Franks.
Penalty. Second down.
Leroy Butler, veteran Packer safety man who has not had surgery yet. Broken shoulder blade. He's scheduled to have surgery. He had a 116-game playing streak that obviously ended last Sunday. Now the longest playing streak, of course, Brett Favre is 152 in a row.
That's amazing.
And William Henderson, the fullback, is playing in his 105th game in a row. But that's amazing for a fullback. Favre, flag again. That's going to be interference.
Brett Favre throwing that one, and they talked about this in the pregame. How Brett Favre can go back and throw the ball going backwards, and it's something you would never want a quarterback to do.
Defense number 35. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul.
Robert Bailey, first down, Green Bay.
And you can see Bailey, he got in there and he made contact before the ball got there to Corey Bradford. But on that throw, you could just see Brett Favre going backwards. There's Charles Haley, one of the all-time greats. He's the assistant defensive line coach here with the Detroit Lions. And he played with the 49ers, played with the Dallas Cowboys, and I think as a pure pass rusher, Charles Haley was one of the best that ever played the game.
Just about unblockable. Amon Green back in the game.
Yeah, because he was so good, because he would be a speed rusher, but he would also, the minute you thought that he was a speed rusher, he would power rush you. Then the minute you got ready for the power rush or the bull rush, he'd take an inside move on you.
And he'd be so quick inside you that you almost couldn't touch him.
There's Robert Porcher, who said that Charles Haley has really helped him on his bull rush. He said he used to take a pass protector straight on the middle. Now he's learned to attack his shoulder with his bull rush.
Here's Amon Green again. Takes a jolt from Schultz and from Luther Campbell.
So Amon Green here, you know that all those things that he had were okay. And if they're going to run the ball, they're going to double Robert Porcher. And I'm going to let him get in on that.
Amon Green has got 17 carries, 99 yards.
So Stewart has over 100, and Amon Green is right at reaching 100. But look where Amon Green has got his. He's gotten 46 to the left, 44 in the middle. Running right is not a thing in this game.
Green pass, and it's Amon Green. Steps away from one tackler, gets a first down.
Amon Green's a special player. He really is something. You're going to see him here. Now this is a screen pass. He's on the left. He comes in. He gets caught up in the middle. Lined up on the left. Came all the way over to the right. So he was lined up left, and the screen was right, and he ran a screen right. But you see how he got lost up in there. And, instead of most of the time they'll fake like a block, but that time he just ran into the middle, let all that bunch of guys get beyond him. Then he came out the other side to catch a screen.
It's amazing how one team can give up on a guy like that, and he can turn into such a star with another team. That's Dorsey Levens. As Green gets a rest, Dorsey at one time was one of the best all-purpose backs in this game. He had all kind of problems health-wise, knees, back. He's been struggling with a comeback for a couple of years now.
Well, and I think, you know, they try and get him in for Ahman Green just to give Ahman Green a little break. It used to be that when you were going to throw the ball, you wanted Dorsey Levens in there, but Ahman Green has become a very good receiver. I mean, there's no reason, if you want to throw the ball, to not have Ahman Green catching the ball.
They had a great package when they had Edgar Bennett and Dorsey Levens at the same time. Favre drops it out to Dorsey. And Levens moves into Detroit territory, picks up the first down for Green Bay.
You know, you go back to that headbutt again, and since that, I swear it's made Brett Favre a lot calmer. I mean, he looks like he's just has everything under control there. He looked like earlier there wasn't a lot of fire in him, and now he got the fire, and now he's calm, and he's just picking this Lion defense apart now.
Well, you remember a couple of years ago when he'd start off and he'd throw everything high.
Oh yeah. And he had so much adrenaline. Yeah. I mean, he'd throw like a 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
Maybe that adrenaline has taken something different to turn it on now.
Well, this is a different team, and this is a different era and a different Brett Favre, and you know that record of consecutive starts for a quarterback is just amazing. I mean, you look at this league and you know that everyone's going after the quarterback,
particularly him.
Yeah, I mean you're going to go get him. I mean, every pass rush, every blitz, everything. Look at that, 151 consecutive starts, and the closest guy to him active is Peyton Manning with 56.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
Detroit started the blitz. Pass to Levens. Gets a few yards, not much. Went free-wall. Brought him down for the Lions.
I think that could be in the area of Cal Ripken Jr. I mean, that that there's a lot more games in baseball, and it's a totally different game. But when you talk about an Iron Man, I mean, with those numbers at that position, to me, that is equivalent to what Cal Ripken did.
Well, you know, his demeanor is so different. When you talk to him before the game, as we did yesterday, he's much more calm when you talk to him.
And yesterday, he was still upset from last Sunday's loss.
Up the middle. Pass is broken up or dropped by David Martin.
I think that was a perfect throw. I mean, I think, in fact, I thought when I saw it initially that David Martin caught it. I mean, he turns, you show him the 8 and the 3, and the ball hits him right between the 8 and 3. That's one of those things when you get your hands too close to your body like that, the ball is going to hit your shoulder pads before it hits your hands.
The great receivers, the great ones over the years, have always had their hands touch the ball before it touched any part of their body.
You can't have your hands behind your shoulder pads. I'll tell you, that drop ended Brett Favre's streak of 9 straight. He had 9 straight passes completion.
This is a Detroit timeout.
They probably didn't have the right people. When you get into this position, you're inside the 40, you're not worried about a punt return. You're worried about what you call a safe defense, and sometimes you leave your regular defense in there rather than your punt return, because what you're playing, again, rather than the punt return, is you're playing a fake here.
You know, I never see these two play, the Lions and the Packers, but when I think back 1962, when the Lions sacked Bart Starr, the then Packer quarterback, 11 times. Back at Tiger Stadium, this one's in the end zone. They're bringing it out to the 20. The only game that the Packers lost that year.
How many sacks?
11.
Whew.
You know what I love about Thanksgiving, Howie?
The turkey, Terry.
And?
Parades.
And?
Football.
The big sales the day after.
and football.
Tomorrow morning only from 7 a.m. to noon, Radio Shack's incredible early bird savings. A 900 megahertz cordless phone with caller ID is just $28. An RCA 4-in-1 universal remote control, just $5. A Sharp organizer, also $5. And cool Insectibot toys are just $12 each. Tomorrow morning at participating Radio Shacks.
What do you give? What gift can possibly say thank you to your best friend, accountant and massager of shoulders and egos? You might want to start with this. A K Jewelers 3-stone diamond ring, starting from only $599. And you can be assured of two things. First, the K diamonds are hand-selected for exceptional beauty. And second, that she'll absolutely love it.
Every kiss begins with kiss.
Get me the spaceman. Witness the evolution of DVD. It's the most technically advanced DVD on the planet. Planet of the Apes, a must-own DVD today.
One-day only sale. Get huge savings throughout the store. This Friday only at Ace.
On game day, access NFL.com for up-to-the-minute stats and live radio coverage. NFL.com.
Happy Thanksgiving from U.S. Special Operations Command.
My most memorable Thanksgiving moment is when my brothers and I used to watch football with John Madden and Pat Summerall, and we used to bet on who would win the one of his turkey legs. And I won one year when Roger Staubach won.
Roger Staubach won?
Yeah, he won one of the first ones, and then Reggie White, and it just went on from there.
I didn't know Roger was still playing when we started
Roger.
Turkeys.
But we didn't have all the legs. I mean, in fact, we were just getting started,
Yeah,
and we'd eaten. No, we only had one.
Yeah.
Because we'd eaten one, so we had like a one-legged turkey, and that's why Roger got it, I think.
Knowing Roger, he wouldn't turn down a leg.
Yeah, look at what kind of day it's been for Detroit. This is how it started. Johnny Morton was going in with it could have been a score, and then they get something going. They get James Stewart running the ball. They get good field position, and they throw the interception down there. And then you add the penalties they've had, missed opportunities, and not only kind of this game for the Detroit Lions, it's this season for the Detroit Lions.
Was almost caught by Johnny Morton. Got a hand on it. I don't know how close he was to catching it. It'll bring up 3rd and 10. Luther Ellis.
Luther Ellis has a bad elbow, and he's missed games because of it. He had a big bandage thing on there earlier, and I think that's what they have underneath the bandage thing is the brace thing. Getting the brace thing ready. These are the types of things that guys have to do to play this game when you get into November.
Lamont Warren's the deep back. Packers blitz. Batch gets it out of there in the direction of Johnny Morton, incomplete.
Charlie Batch got the pretty heavy pressure on that one. These fans are booing. I think they're booing a little of that pass, and there's one that's not booing. There's Charlie Batch's mother. Charlie Batch gets 40 tickets for this game. Has 40 people come, and then they all go over to his house for dinner. Wind will make that turkey taste a lot better, I guarantee you.
Jet to punt it. Alan Rossum signals fair catch. And makes it at the 33. Sunday, our 2D2 is coming to Fox when he joins the Fox NFL Sunday pregame show. Then for the first time on television, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, debuts Sunday at 7/6 Central. And following the premiere, don't miss the sneak peek of the StarWars.com documentary, R2-D2, Beneath the Dome.
And look at John Jett there, the punter, coming off the field. Just he punts and everything goes through. He's looking back like the line got him or something.
Yeah.
It's that left foot. I wonder why he looked back. I guess you always do that. Isn't that something like when you fall down, you always look at the ground like it did something?
You don't suppose that was an Achilles that snapped?
I mean, or an ankle that twisted, or
maybe I didn't see any
something.
Come on, Green. Flag on the play at the end.
We may have a Thanksgiving record for penalties, or at least penalties on one team.
Yeah.
It seems like these guys throw that flag out of there a lot.
Holding.
In fact, not to jump on these guys at all, but this was a crew that officiated the Indianapolis and Peyton Manning play last week.
In the back above the waist.
The one where he faked the spike.
10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's John Jett there checking out. Maybe he pulled that calf muscle.
I don't know. He's standing up and they're checking his calf. And they're checking the Achilles too.
Yeah.
You're right. That's the way you check the Achilles. You take your thumb and you run it up from the back of the ankle all the way up to see if you fill a hole in there.
I hope not.
Well, sometimes you know some things you shouldn't know about, but that is how they check an Achilles, see if it's torn.
The draw play, the Dorsey Levens gets nothing. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Packers 24, the Lions 13. This Fox NFL special from Detroit will continue after a word from your local Fox station.
You're watching a Fox NFL Thanksgiving Day special.
Get ready. A 2-day sale that's so neat. Fa la 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 la. All the stuff you want for cheap. Fa la 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 la. Awesome deals you've got to see. Okay, make that dog stop staring at me. It's weird. Okay, I need some me time, puppy. Who's a good boy?
All those precious moments, the fun times, the quiet times, the experiences you want to save forever. Record them all on a new camcorder from R.C. Willey. Just in time for the holidays, R.C. Willey offers the world's best brand camcorders, and they're all on sale at the lowest prices of the year. Whether you're looking for a new digital, Hi8, or VHS-C camcorder, R.C. Willey has the best name brands from Sony, Panasonic, and JVC. Buy a digital camcorder and pay nothing down, no interest, no payments until May 2002. Nobody beats R.C. Willey for camcorders.
Hey, Bob, did you play football in high school?
I did. I played front line.
Well, what position?
I was the front line.
Come into Money Tree and get a payday loan from $50 to $1,000 in just minutes. Plus, Money Tree cashes all types of checks, and money orders are always free with every payday loan or check cashing transaction. Select locations are open extended hours to better serve you.
Money Tree, your cash solution.
You're watching KTRV, Fox 12, Nampa, Boise, Caldwell.
Back at the Silverdome in Detroit. You know, the Super Bowl is going to be here in the year 2006 at the new stadium.
Right, and the first Super Bowl that we did together was here.
Right here. You sat on my headset.
Yep, that's how the game started. I was so proud of myself. You just stood there and looked at me, and I wondered why you didn't have your headset on. And you were pointing to me, and I was sitting on it. And the bad part is I didn't even know it.
And I wore it, and it was bent out of shape. This is Antonio Freeman from Favre. By Todd Light.
And he was wide open. When you give Brett Favre that much time and you let Antonio Freeman run all the way across the field, watch Antonio Freeman. He's going to start here. Now this is a crossing pattern. He goes all the way, starts on the left side of the field, runs all the way across to the right side of the field. Now imagine how much time that took, and that was a protection that Brett Favre had to allow Antonio Freeman to get all the way across the field.
Here's Amon Green. Ford Field and what it's going to look like for the 40th Super Bowl in the year 2006. It's going to be downtown Detroit. Will seat 65,000. I thought stadium had to be bigger than 65 to host a Super Bowl. Maybe they can add some seats.
I think, you know, part of getting a new stadium is promising a Super Bowl.
Yeah, probably. You're right. 2nd and 6. Favre lofts it deep for Freeman outside of him.
You know, Brett Favre may say that he hasn't lost any confidence in Bill Schrader, but he doesn't seem to be looking towards Schrader as much today, does it?
Well, you were talking about before, if you got a go-to guy, you got to know where he's going to be.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. And Brett Favre is trying to get on him and say, you can't do that to me. You have to be where I expect you to be. But then on the other hand, and I don't like what you did last Sunday, but then on the other hand, I still have confidence in you because we still have a season to go and we're fighting for playoffs.
And we need your speed. And that he has. Pass from Bradford incomplete. Yeah, we were talking about that game in 1962. That's, I guess, was the first time a defense had a special name. The fearsome foursome, I've forgotten what they were called, but the Detroit defensive front four. Alex Karras, Roger Brown, Darius McCord, and Sam Williams.
Did they have a name?
Yeah, they called them the fearsome foursome.
Oh, they were the fearsome foursome?
At first. Later they were in Los Angeles, not those guys, but Larry Foster was back deep that time, and Green Bay downs it at about the 2.
And we talked that the Lions lost Desmond Howard, so Gary Fair had the punt return, and then he's also their starting corner.
December 7th, 1941, the United States of America was attacked by the Empire of Japan.
Pearl Harbor, the 60th anniversary commemorative edition on DVD and video December 4th.
I always say, don't judge a man until you see what's in his garage. I'm a guy who craves power. Power that only Optima batteries deliver. The red top Optima for more starting power in any weather. Optima blue tops for all the marine power you can handle. And Optima yellow tops for the big time auxiliary power in this baby. Optima batteries are different. They take cold, heat, and vibration better than other batteries. Yeah, Optima batteries, the ultimate power source.
Saved by zero. Saved by zero.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on new Corollas, 4Runners, and Tundras for a limited time only.
Saved by zero.
This Fox NFL special is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be. By the 60th anniversary commemorative edition of Pearl Harbor, history comes alive on DVD and video. By A Diamond is Forever, show her how much you love her this Christmas. And by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Be you, nothing's better, Dr. Pepper.
Six-legged turkey and burnt cheese. I don't know if they're going to burn the cheese. They better get going. They got 13 minutes to burn it.
Batch throws short out of the end zone. The turkey is en route.
Yep, it started. So we keep it in here, and then Willie Yarbrough and Joe Mitchell are going to bring that. That's a good-looking turkey. I'm proud of that one. Yeah, we got some good size on the legs because.
Is that an extra leg? Oh, that's a wing.
No. It's 6 legs, but we got a little bigger leg this year because of that meteor shower on Sunday morning.
That's right. You gave the turkey a meteor shower.
Yeah, it was right out there.
Flags on the play and pass incomplete. David Sloan, the intended target.
It's always a tough thing when you have to throw out of your own end zone, because if you get a
offside defense, number 98, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Billy Lyon jumped early.
Yeah, throwing out of your own end zone is always a problem, because if you get a penalty in your own end zone, it's a safety and 2 points.
Billy Lyon has exited the game.
With an upset coach, you know, saying watch the ball. I mean, any old defensive line coach, when a guy jumps off sides, will always yell at him, watch the doggone ball. I told you that.
It makes sense. Stewart, upended, ball loose. They're saying it was down, and I don't know if the Packers got it before it went out of bounds or not.
The official, when they point to the ground, that means it's down by contact.
Stewart is down by contact.
No, he's pointing to his neck there. Did you see that? Watch away right there. His head hit the ground, and I think it's the neck that he's talking about. That was what he pointed to. He took a pretty good shot with that head into. See, he's pointing right there to that left side of his neck or shoulder.
They say the new car has powers magical. They say once you sit inside, you turn into a different person. In this car, I wish to ride.
The all-new Lexus ES 300, a new world of luxury. At your Lexus dealer.
Martin's back.
Execute him! I gotta go!
In his funniest comedy since Big Mama's House.
Let me introduce you to my little friend.
Yeah, that's tight. Black Knight. Rated PG-13. Now playing. There's a different way to look at your money.
What's it say?
ING. It's not an ending. It's a beginning.
I won a Nintendo GameCube with Luigi's Mansion, Wave Race Blue Storm, and Super Smash Bros. Melee, and Pikmin.
This holiday season, let Dr. Pepper play Santa by giving away thousands of incredible new Nintendo GameCubes. Look on specially marked packages for your chance to win instantly.
I know what this is.
Quit messing around. Let's go.
The Nintendo GameCube giveaway, only from Dr. Pepper.
It's the Girl Loses Kingdom, Hero Fights Villain, Boy Saves the Day motion picture. Never before seen on television. Star Wars The Phantom Menace. Plus a sneak peek at the StarWars.com documentary R2-D2 Beneath the Dome at 7, 6 Central, Fox Sunday.
Hello, I'm Staff Sergeant James A. Smargy from Woodstock, Illinois. I'd like to wish everybody in Northern Illinois and Southern Wisconsin a happy Thanksgiving. Let's go Packers.
We'd like to say happy Thanksgiving, God bless America, and we're all proud to serve it. Happy Thanksgiving.
We'd like to thank all the servicemen and women from the Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany and MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, Florida, who took the time to send us their Thanksgiving messages. All of us at Fox would like to wish the brave men and women serving our country a happy Thanksgiving and a safe return home.
And a good going. James Stewart was taken out. He walked off on his own.
It was his neck. You saw how he landed awkwardly.
Well, that's his head right into the turf right there.
Yeah, that turf was hard. Lamont Warren has taken his place. Packers fire against Batch. Ball is loose. About 5 people had a shot at it.
If the Packers get it, it's a touchdown.
If the Lions get it,
it's a safety. There's going to be some Packer points either way. It's a safety. Lions got it. Yep. And when that ball goes free in the end zone, This ain't funny. No, I'm sure when you're 0-9, it's not.
Lamont Warren finally came up with it for.
That's that. Bajabiamila is the guy that comes in behind and strips Charlie Batch. John Theory had it there, and then it was knocked out of his hands. See, Theory picks it up, and it was just knocked out of his hands. Wayne is right there. He goes to fall on it, and it bounces there. McBride misses it.
It's amazing. The ball is right there. It's amazing how that many people can try to fall on it and not get it.
Well, you know, they did have, John Theory did have it, and then he got it stripped or knocked out of him. Here's the safety rule. 2 points awarded to the defensive team. That would be the Packers. And now a free kick from the 20-yard line. So that means that the free kick will be from the Lions from the 20-yard line. We know that John Jett, their punter, is injured.
Hansen's going to.
So it'll be interesting to see whether Jason Hansen, who would also have to be their punter now, whether he punts it or kicks it off. Usually,
because he can't use a tee if he kicks it off.
Usually in this situation, you do punt it. I don't know if Mike Sherman.
That it was a fumble recovered by Detroit for a safety.
So if they're challenging that, the thing that Mike Sherman could be challenged is, as I said, John Theory did have it.
Had it, yeah.
Now, if you have it and you have control in the end zone, it's a touchdown. Now, if he didn't, if the ball were knocked out while he was gaining control, then it wouldn't be a touchdown. Here's Bajabiamila. You see it, and the ball comes out. Now right here, John Theory has it, and he's in the end zone. That, I don't know if he has control. See, that's the thing, is he did have both hands on it, and if he has control of it in the end, that's a touchdown.
Well, he picked it up, so he had to have control. Picked it up with both hands, and then it was knocked loose.
This is going to be a real interesting one because, you know, what constitutes control? If it's just when you get both hands on it, then it would be a touchdown. If you get both hands on it and have to bring it into you, then it wouldn't be. But I think if you have both hands on it, I mean, you know, if it would be like a
pick
catch,
it up.
You know, if it's like a catch, if you had both hands on it, you break the plane, it's a touchdown.
Watch him pick it up here with both hands.
And he is in the end zone, and he has control right there. Yeah, that's a touchdown.
I think it should be.
Yeah, that is a touchdown. You see, Matt Joyce, the offensive tackle, was
44.
Jeff Triplett saying 44. He had his mic on. Here you can see that John Theory is in the end zone. The ball is in the end zone. The ball had broken the plane. And, you know, did he have control? Because at first I said John Theory did have it and the ball was knocked out. Well, if that were true, John Theory did have it, then John Theory did have it in the end zone. And if he had it in the end zone, then it's a touchdown.
Word while we have a moment, while the review is from the Lions, that James Stewart, the running back, who's had an excellent day, 14 carries for 102 yards, has a stinger and won't be back.
Isn't it interesting that Jeff Triplett, the referee, hasn't even started to look, that he's been, all this time, he's just been talking, and you don't start the count until he puts his head under there? And he hasn't, well, I didn't see him, and he could have put his head under there. Now he's going to tell us what it is. But I didn't see him look at the replay, did you?
I didn't either. He was talking. He's going to talk some more.
After reviewing the play, the Green Bay player did not have full possession of the ball in the end zone. The ball was still moving, and it came out. Therefore, it was recovered by Detroit for a safety. So the ruling on the field stands. Green Bay is charged a timeout.
I don't know that that's the rule. I don't know that, you know, the ball's still moving. I think if he had control at any time, in the end zone, then the play is over.
Maybe that's what that long discussion was about.
But anyway, now we get back to Jason Hansen. Is he going to punt it because he is the backup punter, or is he going to kick it off with a holder because he is the kickoff and field goal guy? As you say, a free kick, you don't have a you can't use the tee, so you have the holder. So he is going to do it like a kickoff guy with a holder. You see the ball and the holder right here. Jason Hansen is way back there.
Bailey is the holder. Deep for Green Bay is Antonio Freeman. Allen Rossum has a sprained right knee, and he will not return. But this is Freeman. Antonio Freeman up past the 30. There's a flag on this play.
You know, there's a thing in Turkey that's tryptophan, you know, and that's the thing that makes you tired. I think these officials got too much tryptophan in them. Ever see Mike McMahon, number 8, warming up again?
I thought you were talking about one of the fans walking out. We should trip him.
No, that's the thing.
Tryptophan is the chemical that's in Turkey. Huh?
For a block in the back, since the block occurred by the kicking team, which is not a foul. 1st and 10, Green Bay.
I think Triplett's still a little off his axis from that time when Flanagan hit him in the head, knocked his cap sideways.
Or last week when Peyton Manning pulled him.
Never did get back on his axis.
Fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly. I'm gonna love one man till I die. Can't help loving that man of mine.
Want your pets to love you too? All you need for the holidays is the most popular pet site online and Visa. PetSmart.com's preferred way to pay.
Can't help loving that man of mine.
Tomorrow morning only from 7 a.m. to noon, Radio Shack's incredible early bird savings. Get a handy sharp organizer for only $5. And these fun Insectibot toys are just $12 each. Tomorrow morning at participating Radio Shacks.
Critics agree. You won't believe your eye. Monsters, Inc. is monstrously hilarious.
The camera loves me.
It's laugh out loud funny.
Where is he?
Easily one of the best films of the year. 2 thumbs up for Monsters Incorporated. Rated G, now playing.
My hands speak to me. They tell me secrets. They tell me of time and patience. That is what my hands say.
The all-new Lexus ES 300. A new world of luxury. At your Lexus dealer.
It's a star-studded night on Alley.
They've got a new singer here? That's Elton John. Well, can we get him to turn it down?
With special guest, Jacqueline Bisset. At all-new Ally McBeal at 9/8 Central Fox Monday.
Hard to overcome an 0-9 record or any record when you have things like that.
Yeah, I mean, the penalties, the fumbles, the fumble in the end zone for a safety.
Favre hits Bubba Franks. Crossing from the other side.
That's one of the things that the Packers haven't done a lot of, and Brett Favre hasn't done a lot of, is where he's going to run to his left. You see him bootleg out to his left and throw. Usually when he would bootleg to his right. And everyone was playing that, but they wanted to get it where he can do more.
Watch him after the throw, John. What? Just after the throw.
I know, 90. Well, look at the throw. Yeah. I mean, that's not a perfect spiral, but
he's still backing up back there.
But that's Brett Favre.
Yeah.
90% of Brett Favre's throws aren't conventional.
That's Amon Green. Chris Claiborne made the tackle. Amon Green is over 100 yards today. And beginning today, he only needed 164 to become the third player in Packer history to go over 1,000 yards 2 years in a row. The other two were Jim Taylor and John Brockington. So he's going to be in some pretty good company.
He sure is. And he not only, you see, he also has 48 yards of receiving. And I mean, he's a complete back. I mean, he's getting to be a Marshall Faulk type of guy. Although I think Marshall Faulk is in a class by himself, because Marshall Faulk not only catches a ball, but he can go out, and when they split him out as a wide receiver, he's as good as a wide receiver is.
And you better play him as such. 3rd and 9. He lost a couple that time.
Look at that. You see that playing on the field? We had one of those things fly in our booth.
Hit me.
I think that's the thing. I think when you're 0-9, I think that's the type of thing that you start doing. You start making airplanes and flying them and going home and wonder what time the turkey comes out of the oven.
I see a group down to our left down here facing backwards.
Some kickers do that.
Barr drills it to Freeman.
Yeah, I think the key word, Pat, was drill. That was one that you could hear. Did you hear that ball when it hit Antonio Freeman? Look at this. They're starting this stuff, huh?
Yep.
Well, it's tough. I mean, they were, what were they, 9-7 last year, and you expect to get better, and they want to get better, and and they're not. And at some point, you have to get on the road to getting better, and I think that has to be one of the frustrating things for the Lions is they're not even getting on the road yet.
They're not sure if they are. Green again. 26-13, the Packers lead.
Even Santa Claus is going to go start working on that's a bad looking Santa Claus.
It's a Don King Santa Claus.
Yeah, that doesn't even count. That guy shouldn't even, he can't be proud of himself. If that's
why
his
he's
best
leaving.
effort, that's a bad effort.
Well, I bet you he is proud of himself.
He had to when he looked at that. That's the old thing when you leave the house. You dress and you go outside. You have to think I'm looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I wonder how they could have been thinking that.
Barr back to Green. Green loses yardage. Sean Rogers in pursuit. The big defensive tackle from Texas.
Now there's something to build on. Sean Rogers. I mean, he's a #1 draft choice and a good player, and he's a defensive tackle, and I saw him the other day. He's really a big guy.
6'4", 331.
But he has good feet.
Yeah.
And he moves well. And then if he'll listen to Charles Haley and play like Charles Haley did, and you play tackle like Charles Haley played in, we'll have to put 5 guys on you.
Shotgun formation, 3rd and about 12. And a handoff to Levens. To the 20 or 21. And the field goal team will make its appearance. The fans, in the meantime, are starting to make their disappearance.
Yep, and this is a thing that, Matt Millen has been brought in here to turn this thing around, and we've known Matt Millen for a long time and respect him as much as anyone, and he's going to. I mean, he's the right guy for the job, and he's going to get it done, but I'll tell you this, it's a big, big job.
Longwell hits the field goal from 39 yards away, and it's 29-13. There goes John Jett, the punter.
In the world that last longer than time. Love is one of them. A diamond is forever.
Behold the legendary Lord of the Rings.
rings. Behold Gandalf, the wizard. Behold Frodo, the hobbit. And now they're not just to behold, they're to be held. Now at Burger King, when you behold and buy a Whopper value meal, even when you hold the pickles, get a magical Lord of the Rings light-up glass goblet, just $1.99 each. Collect all 4 and behold Strider, the ranger, and Arwen, the elf. They're all yours to have and to hold. The adventure begins here.
That was fun. Hey, would you be my big, strong watchdog and guard my Bud Light while I go to the ladies' room?
Woof. Woof, baby.
Hey, that's Richard.
Hey, go.
Oh, he got moves. Look, he got moves.
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
It ain't that bad.
David Taylor dress shirts and ties 50% off this Friday from 6 to 11 a.m. only at Sears. Where else?
Okay. Yeah, anything we can do to help. Here, you got yours. Here, you got yours. And here, look up here. Okay, there, that's better. You got your. What'd you sit down for? The guy got his circle sat down.
Larry Foster.
Happy Thanksgiving, folks. Happy holidays.
Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays.
I think the tryptophan got half that crew, and I think the tryptophan got her.
Somebody tryptophan.
McMahon's in at quarterback now.
First and 10 from the 29, 13. 6:56 left.
This is his second half series, but he could also get the rest of the game here.
Indeed he could. McMahon.
But I'll tell you,
direction of Morton, he can throw it though.
He is big and he is fast and he is strong. He kind of reminds me, when I was watching him in practice, he reminds me of a right-handed Steve Young. You know, Steve Young was...
We got him in good company. Rich Gannon and Steve Young combined.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's what he looks like in practice and stuff.
Oh.
You know, but he went to Rutgers, and he only won 8 games at Rutgers. He's from Pittsburgh, wasn't recruited at, you know, at Pitt or Penn State or any of those schools, so there could be something there, too.
There could be an ingredient somewhere.
It's how you play.
Slides short of a first down. It'll bring up third and about 3. Turkey has made it to the arena.
It's a turkey, yeah. It can't be that heavy the way those guys are carrying. It looks like they're carrying an elephant.
Willie's in a semi-hunker on the right there. Joe's doing well, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Willie started to walk sideways there. I guess it hit the cable. But anyway, I think Brett Favre has to get one of them.
Oh, sure. Amon Green, maybe?
Amon Green has to.
McMahon in a sandwich. Billy Lyon first there. Flag on the play. Holding against Green Bay.
So defensive holding will be an automatic first down. Look at that turkey, man. That's ready to go.
Holding. Defense number 34.
That looks good.
5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
There used to be some cranberry and some pumpkin pie and all that stuff.
We had all the stuff on the side.
What
there.
happened?
They left that in the bus. We're going to eat that. We're not going to give that away.
So the trip to Indianapolis is going to be very, very rewarding.
Right, and then the tryptophan kicks in, and then you unloosen your belt and you lie on the couch.
McMahon, Schlesinger, and the Packers swarm.
I would have liked to have given one to Schlesinger too. I mean, just kind of, you know, throwback uniforms, throwback day, Thanksgiving, a throwback player, but I don't think you can get players from both teams down there in the sidelines after the game.
I was going to say, I don't think we've ever given one to a losing team.
No, I think the victor has to go the spoils.
In this case, the spoils are a turkey. That looked like a flying turkey. That pass he just let go.
This has to be a frustrating, spending time with the Lions and spending time with Matt Millen. It's a very frustrating thing. There's
Herman Moore.
Herman Moore, one of the, they counted on Herman Moore and Crowell to be their receivers, and he was injured and he's on IR. In fact, Herman Moore run a turkey leg in 1995.
Yeah. We had a little visit with former head coach of the Lions, Monty Clark.
Clark's just trying to get back to line. How you doing? Well, just trying to get back to line of scrimmage.
We also had take a look at some of these photos from the game and enjoy. Game of inches.
Yep, this is what a coach goes through. Yeah. You wonder as a coach why you're sore after a game. Why you're sore after a game as a player. This is the one to me that got it started. This changed the momentum. It woke Brett Favre up, and from that point on, he was a different quarterback.
That's just after Porsche had slammed him down on his head.
Yeah, and that kind of, sometimes getting slammed down in your head just shakes some things around there. Brett Favre looked like he caught on fire or caught some fire.
On fourth, they're going. McMahon.
Getting rid of it.
Complete to Morton. And that'll get him a first down. Thrown on the run.
That's the thing that he can do. When we're watching him practice, he can throw on the run, but the thing that I like about the way he runs fast. He doesn't, like some quarterbacks, they'll bootleg out there and they're going about half speed or something. This guy, when he bootlegs or moves out, he is sprinting.
From the spread. Back to throw is McMahon going deep. Just out of the reach of Scotty Anderson.
That's one thing. Scotty Anderson really doesn't have speed. I was watching him and I asked, and everyone said, no, he's not. He's not a speed guy. Had he been a speed guy and had another step there, that would have been a touchdown.
Well, that's what happens again, along with a stack of other things when you're 0-10.
Yeah, and Matt Millen was telling me the other day that Bill Ford, the owner of the Detroit Lions,
who's a wonderful man.
Yes, a great man. And he said to Matt Millen, he said, I didn't bring you in here to lose.
Deflected.
And Matt says, when he said that, he said, I like that. And that's the kind of guy that Matt Millen is.
Well, he didn't come here to lose. I know that.
That's the point. There's Matt there, and he hates us, but he's going to get this and get this turned around because he's a tough guy. He's a fighter. He's a competitor, and the fans are frustrated. 0-10, and he's frustrated. And his coach is frustrated. And his players are frustrated. And
Matt doesn't look like Matt with a handful of face like that, does he?
No, he doesn't.
McMahon on the hop.
As he said, you have to take your licks, and the Lions are taking their licks now.
And you wonder at this point, do you have to take so many licks?
They do, and then the Packers don't care about those licks because they know that they're in a playoff hunt. And the disadvantage of playing on Thanksgiving Day is that you have a short week. But after that, you have a long week. You look since that headbutt, you see what Brett Favre did. We talked about the fire that was lit under him.
Yep.
But now they have an advantage because if you win, then for the Packers, it's like having an extra bye.
A rocket from McMahon.
Oh, Mike McKenzie. Mike McKenzie, the corner, was way too lax on that play.
But you're right. Excuse me. I'm just going to agree with what you said about the time off. They don't play again now until a week from Monday night.
Right, so it's like a second bye, and when you're getting ready for a playoff challenge, that's a good thing to have. And with Chicago beating Tampa Bay last week and Green Bay losing to Atlanta, then they win one game behind Chicago. Now, of course, with this, it'll be a half a game because they will have played one more game, and this is really the Green Bay Packers Sunday game.
And then on last Monday night, with Minnesota winning and moving up closer to the Packers from the other direction. That's the one thing about playing on artificial surface. You get a lot of those.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad things. I hate artificial turf. I don't like dome stadiums either, to be honest.
Well, they're leaving, but they're going to another dome stadium.
I'm probably one of the few. I wish this game, because it's a nice day outside today, I think, for me. I wish this game were outdoors. I mean, Thanksgiving, and you have, we're driving in here, and you have the leaves are out there, the autumn leaves and all that stuff. A little, crispness, some frost starting to come on the pumpkin. That's when you're going to be playing football, where you can see your breath.
It's late for the frost to be on the pumpkin. But you're right. It's been sort of an Indian summer in this part of the country and just about everywhere, in fact.
Yeah, I mean, this is what it looks like outside. See, if you were out there, I mean, that's a pretty good look. And you were playing football in that, on grass, and that'd be fun. I mean, there's not the best of looks. I mean,
well, there's a basketball out there.
There's some better looks than that.
Basketball goal out there. We can shoot some hoops. No wind.
Looks like someone was kept fenced out or something.
The man fell down, tripped over one of his own players, and now the Packers have him down. His flag down the field.
And that's in the area, as you say, downfield, where it would be defensive holding. It can't be pass interference because there's no pass. So the only thing it could be, if it's against the defense, would be defensive holding, which would also bring an automatic first down.
Was dropped in the area of the tight end David Sloan.
Personal foul. Face mask. 90 of the defense. Half the distance. Automatic first down.
Called against Vonnie Holiday.
And Mike Sherman is upset. He would like to just get this game over with. Go in the locker room, get on the bus, and go to the airport and fly home.
He's a very intense guy.
Yeah, and we talked about Brett Favre still being upset from last Sunday's loss. Mike Sherman was still upset from last Sunday.
He could hardly talk. He was so upset. First and 10 at the 13. Schlesinger in motion. McMahon back to throw it. Going to be a 2-yard gain to Johnny Morton.
I think this is one of the things that the Lions probably wanted to do, is get Mike McMahon, some more time. I kind of feel that, sometime between now and the season being over, they'll give Mike McMahon a start. I mean, there's no place they're not going to be a playoff team. They have none of those things to play for.
Schlesinger to about the 4.
Yeah, Schlesinger, I'd love to give him a turkey leg. I think I will in absentia.
Just tell him he got one, huh?
No, just he won't be there in absentia.
29-13 Green Bay.
This Fox NFL special is brought to you by the reinvented Toyota Camry. Get the feeling.
Pontiac Silverdome. Happy Thanksgiving from all of us. Again, the day's not over by any means.
And Brett Favre's over there doing some coaching. He's telling Dave Martin what to do. Remember, Dave Martin was one of the guys that got a touchdown for him today. Packers tight ends are pretty big when they get on the goal line.
Here's the quarterback draw to McMahon. He gets down to about the one. Nate Wayne saw it coming, but McMahon still got something out of it.
McMahon's doing pretty well on this drive. That's 16 plays. I mean, it's taken too long to be a thing because they need a couple of scores here. And they got to get a touchdown and 2 points, and then an onside kick and another touchdown and another 2 points.
They have 2 timeouts left. He lofts it into the corner of the end zone, incomplete, but there's a flag down over there.
And you can tell right there that Tyrone Williams, number 37, is saying it's on him. He's not arguing like it's on the other guy. He's arguing that they're going to call it on him already.
Oh.
Yep.
That's interference. Defense, number 37.
Triplett just hit Johnny Morton.
Placed at the 1 yard line. First and goal.
Right in the face. Flanagan hit him in the hat earlier. He hit Johnny Morton right there.
That was pretty well push and shove there.
Yeah, that was. So that'll put the ball right down in the 1 yard line.
First and 10.
51, Jones ball now.
Schlesinger is deep. Here's McMahon. Fires to the end zone, deflected and knocked away. Intended for David Sloan in the corner of the end zone. Sharper deflected it.
Packers played that real well because you would think first and goal that you would just run the ball in there. And I think that's what the Lions thought the Packers were going to think. So they faked the ball in there. They go in the bootleg, and the Packers played the heck out of the bootleg. Well, that Darren Sharper's a heck of an athlete. I mean, able to get your hands up and go up that high and a ball thrown that short.
Big Gilbert just checked in the middle.
Well, they know they're going to run on this one.
Touchdown. That's Lamont Warren. Minute 17 seconds left. The Lions.
And I think to make
go for 2.
One score, they have to go for 2. They have to go for 2 here, then they have to get an onside kick and score another touchdown and go for another 2.
Go for 2 again. Highly unlikely, but is possible.
Well, the other thing is go for 1 and a field goal. They don't have time for that, so This is the only alternative, the 2-point try, the onside kick try. And if they don't make the 2-point here, then the onside kick won't be a thing because they would need 2 scores.
Here's McMahon. They make the 2 as he dances his way into the end zone.
Yeah, that's what he can do. He's a pretty exciting guy and a pretty excitable guy.
Don't miss Adam Sandler's 2-night movie event on Fox. Tonight, laugh your dinner off with The Wedding Singer, and tomorrow come back for seconds with Big Daddy. 2 tasty Adam Sandler world broadcast premieres tonight and tomorrow night at 8, 7 Central, right here on Fox.
Watch Mike McMahon here, the rookie from Rutgers, goes on a bootleg, fakes to his left, comes out to his right, looking to throw it, then he finds a pretty big gap in there that he takes it in for.
Yeah,
he can move. I mean, he can run and he can throw, and can he play well enough to win? The NFL average in the onside kick is 30%, 10 for 33. And then there's another stat too, that onside kick, when not expected, you have a lot more chance.
It increases.
Here you see now the Lions have all their guys here. They're going to just run when the ball's kicked. And then over here you have all these guys that are the hands guys that are going to be the catchers. See how they're packed over there over on this side, and they're packed on this side. So that's where the collision is going to happen.
Hansen kicks it with his left foot, gets it on the ground, the ball's loose, and the Lions almost had it And I think they did get it.
They did get it at the end.
And they got it deep in Packer territory. Todd Light recovered it.
And now who goes in at quarterback?
That's a heck of a job by Jason Hansen.
This is an interesting thing. He goes up like he's going to kick it with his right, fakes with the right, kicks it with the left, and they were on that onside prevent, and they have 2 layers, and they kicked that ball. Jason Hansen kicked it right over that second layer.
That's a pretty good kick. Left-footed.
Did you ever do that fake right foot and kick left foot?
I hurt myself.
And here's the answer right here. Who's going to be the quarterback? Because we knew that McMahon was going to get a series. He had his series. He led him to a touchdown. Now he's getting this series.
They have 2 timeouts left. Warren comes out and sets up as a flanker. Here is McMahon. Throws it up the middle. Complete to the 25. Schlesinger made the reception. Clock running at 1 minute, now less.
This is the thing that Marty Morningwig was telling us the other day, that Mike McMahon is not proficient at this 2-minute stuff.
They have 2 minutes left. They have 2 timeouts left, I'm sorry.
It doesn't look very proficient either.
Nope.
Nope.
A flag on the play, and here those crucial things that happen. That stops the clock, but it also penalizes them 5 yards. Somebody move.
This was a reason that he didn't want Mike McMahon to play at the end of the half or the end of the game, because of this no-huddle 2-minute stuff.
False start. 76 offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Jeff Backus.
Inside at 1 minute with a false start by the offense. Requires a 10-second runoff. Please set the clock at 33 seconds. Thank you.
Cost them 10 seconds and 5 yards.
Don't snap the ball.
Saying don't snap the ball, and they're waiting to run that 10 seconds off, because that would be the way to stop the clock. So if you do, they stop the clock, but then they run 10 seconds off.
They have 10 seconds, 2 timeouts remaining. Lost it in the corner. Touchdown, Lamont Warren. Can you believe this?
I don't think they called it a touchdown.
No, they did not.
I don't think so. No, I think they were saying that he was out of bounds.
Let's have a look.
Lamont Warren, again, the ball is inside. The pylon is out of bounds.
Yep.
But the ball looked like it was inside the pylon.
That's closer.
This is one that's going to have to be challenged from upside. His foot is... No, he's in. That's in. That's in. He had both feet in.
Look
he
at
has
that.
both feet in. Yeah, they have to challenge this. They have to challenge it from the booth.
It has to be done from the booth before they run another play.
Take time out. Oh, they didn't do it. Oh.
Now he gets out of bounds. The catch is made out of bounds. They didn't challenge it from upstairs before they ran another play.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that. There's a replay booth.
Yep.
They have to stop it. They can't do it now because there's been a play.
That's right.
I have no idea why they didn't stop it. The coach in the last 2 minutes can't stop it.
Let's look at it again.
I say this is a touchdown.
He
has the ball. He's in bounds, both feet, unless that right foot was on the out of bounds mark. But that's still a challengeable play.
Yeah. The right foot's out of bounds in the end zone, however. He hits the pylon.
Yeah, but he's on the inside of the pylon.
Now
that's inside. Yeah. The pylon's out of bounds, but the inside of the pylon is inbounds. That was a touchdown. See, now they can't be looking at that touchdown, Pat, because once the ball's snapped, they can't review that.
Right.
And I think they missed that. I mean, that should have been reviewed one way or another. But what they're doing now is they're reviewing that last play.
The last catch, which the official said was inbounds. Clock stopped with 18 seconds to go.
If Triplets had that headset on more than one would want, he's going to have it.
We are reviewing the ruling on the field at the catch at the sideline on the last play.
Well, he Emphasizing what you said. This one right here.
Yeah. Both feet.
There goes the ball out. No, it didn't come out. Looked as if it did.
Oh, the ball's in. He has a left foot down. I don't know if he dragged the right foot or not. It looked like he was trying to put it down.
Yep.
And he was pushed out. But he didn't have both feet down. I would say, I don't know. I would say that's.
Did he have possession when he went out of bounds?
Yeah, I think he had possession, but I don't think he had both feet in bounds. If he were up in the air, and had both feet out of the ground and were pushed, then they could rule that if he weren't pushed, he would have come down in bounds. But he had both feet on the ground and didn't get. To me, he didn't get that second foot in. Say he got in, then he doesn't get unless that toe touched there.
That's awfully close.
If that toe touches there, he has both feet.
But look at the ball now.
We're talking about this right here. This one is down. Now, is this down here? Yeah, he had possession because he kept possession.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, possession can't be a factor. It has to be that second foot. And this has to be feet in bounds because we're talking about that force out where if both feet were in the ground, out of the ground, and you were pushed out, that can't be reviewed by replay anyway. So the only thing that Jeff Triplett is looking at here was that second foot down before he went out of bounds.
It was the play before that I thought should have been reviewed.
And I think everyone else that's watching thought should have been reviewed. They look discombobbled in the replay booth. They got too many guys up there talking. I wonder what Jeff Triplett thinks he's hiding. Was it so some lip reader does it?
That's exactly right. Why else would you do that?
Well, keep your hand close to your nose.
Maybe make yourself heard. Antonio Freeman can't believe what's going on.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but it happened. They needed a touchdown. Detroit did. They got it. Then they needed a two-point play, and they got it. Then they needed an onside kick, and they got it. Now they need another touchdown and another two-point play, and they darn near had the touchdown part of that.
Yes, they did.
After reviewing the play, the receiver had possession of the ball in the air with both feet off the ground. The left foot hit the ground, but the right toe did not and was pushed out of bounds. Therefore, it is an incomplete pass. It will be 4th down and 9 at the 30-yard line.
He was talking about that same thing we were talking about, that toe. Was that toe down or not? That was awfully close to the turf.
That
Mike McMahon brings some exciting football.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. It's been a busy day for Jeff Triplett again.
Yeah, it has been, and his crew. And I don't know. I mean, if you were grading them, they wouldn't get an A or a B.
That's a good thing we fed them well last night.
Yeah. But I think, and that one on the touchdown, they didn't call it a touchdown, whether it was or not. But it was something that I think the review booth should have reviewed. Yeah, should have. And they got excited or something, didn't do it for whatever reason.
4th and 8. McMahon scrambling, firing, touchdown.
That's a touchdown.
Touchdown.
This guy's something. This is unbelievable.
Now they got to go for 2.
And they have to get 2 now.
And if they get 2, we'll go to overtime.
Mike McKenzie jumped on that thing. It was like a hook and go. Mike McKenzie jumped on the hook. Anderson just went right by him.
And that's what happens when you got a quarterback running around back there.
And a quarterback that can run and run fast and still have a strong arm is a pretty good combination.
Timeout taken by Detroit. That'll leave them by Green Bay. I beg your pardon. That'll leave them with one.
Green Bay just wants to regroup. How long has it been since Brett Favre's been on the field?
I'm surprised he's still got his shoulder pads on.
This is Mike McMahon's quarter.
29-27. They're going for 2 to tie it.
That was McMahon's first career touchdown pass.
What a time to throw it.
You see how he moves out here, how he can run. I mean, he has some speed. See how he separates? And then look, as he's running, he doesn't have to set his feet. He still has the strength of arm to make that play. Now Matt's standing up here knowing that he needs a 2-point play. And now what's going on?
Those who left, I feel sorry for you.
Well, those that left are probably at home by now watching it on television.
Timeout.
Or on the radio.
Detroit.
Now timeout Detroit. Now they only have one left.
Oh, this is so
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I love you.
That guy said I love you, didn't he?
I don't know. Someone did. This is. You remember the Clint Longley game?
Oh, sure. Do I ever?
Is Mike McMahon? Is that shades of Clint Longley?
Yes, it is. Who is he? These people know who he. Nobody knew who Clint Longley was.
Refused to lose.
10 straight.
10 straight. I'll tell you, the crowd that has stayed has some juice in it now.
Boy, I'll tell you.
This is a big play.
10 seconds remaining in regulation.
This has been fun.
Here's McMahon. And the Packers chase, the Packers miss, and now it's a foot race. McMahon throws, lobs it back, and incomplete. He had David Sloan, he couldn't get it to him.
I thought he was going to run that in. I thought he had the speed.
I thought he had
to just, when he went back to the left, it looked like he had an angle, and he did have the speed, and it looked like he maybe could have run that ball in.
Well, here it is again.
Again, you see here, he's trying to sprint out to the right. Flanagan breaks through right there. That was a big play.
Yep.
And then that made him go the other way. Now, right there, I thought with his speed that he just could have run it into that corner of the end zone.
There's Matt Millen and staff looking on. And Matt just disappeared.
Now we have to think of another onside kick. I mean, there's still a formula here that you can not go for two, not make two, but still get another onside kick and then kick a field goal. That's what we're looking at now.
Well, they have 10 seconds and 1 timeout to get it done. Sloan was open. McMahon just couldn't get it to him.
Sloan was open, but I thought the end zone was open too.
Yeah, I did. Well,
if the guy can run, I think he can run.
But Bonja Biamila was one of the two that were chasing him, and he can run.
Yeah, the first guy that broke through there was Flanagan.
Made him run.
Flanagan. And when he was going to the right, Flanagan broke through and made him redirect and go back to the left.
Now here we go with the onside kick again. To the right. And the Packers, Sharper feels it and kneels with it. 9 seconds left, and Favre comes back out.
And Favre has to take a snap here because
feels like
automatic timeout at change of possession. Marty Morningweg is saying they just found another way to lose.
It's got to feel like to Brett Favre that it's been yesterday the last time I played.
I tell you, Detroit hung in there. I mean, they did. Look at this. This is what it looks like now. Chicago's 7-2. Green Bay 7-3. Tampa Bay and Minnesota 4-5, and Detroit will go to 0-10. But they sure put on a show here today.
The last Thanksgiving Day game in the Silverdome. One that won't be forgotten. We'll have our presentation of the Turkey Leg Award when we come back, which will be just a moment. 29-27, the Packers by 2.
And here's Longley. He's going for all the marbles from Hansen. He's over touchdown!
Great games with improbable finishes, as in 1993.
And it's blocked! Oh, Leon Lett! Leon Lett! Oh, my goodness gracious.
Today, this great American tradition continues as the Dallas Cowboys, led by the incomparable Emmitt Smith, take on the Denver Broncos in the next chapter of Thanksgiving NFL football. That's the way it should be, and that's the way it is. Right now, the Denver Broncos and the Dallas Cowboys, and for the 34th time, the Dallas Cowboys host NFL action on Thanksgiving Day. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Dallas. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours from all of us here at CBS. I'm Greg Gumbel. Along with Phil Simms, we're watching a couple of quarterbacks today. One of them, Ryan Leaf, has not been able to click and stops in San Diego and Tampa. He's hoping to make the most of his chance here in Dallas.
Greg, Ryan Leaf has had troubles on and off the field in the past, but yesterday we had a chance to talk to head coach Dave Campo. He said Ryan Leaf has been a model citizen here in Dallas so far. The one problem he is having, he's been an erratic thrower. He's had receivers open down the field. He's overthrown, and if you want to have success at quarterback in the National Football League, you've got to be accurate throwing it.
On the other side of the field for the Denver Broncos, if they are to make a charge between now and the end of this season toward the playoffs, that man, Brian Griese, is going to have to lead the way.
Brian Griese is going to have to do it. Last week, he is 11 for 31 against the Washington Redskins. The offensive line has struggled. It is hurt. He knows coming out here today on short rest, he goes, I'm excited. I'm just going to go out, react to what I see today, and hope to have a good game.
Our man who mans the sidelines is Armin Katayan. We check in with him now. Happy Thanksgiving, Armin.
Same to you, Greg. You know, Mike Shanahan told us last night he's never experienced a season quite like this one that began with such high expectations and talk of the Super Bowl that's been reduced because of injury and other reasons to something both terribly frustrating and inconsistent. Well, on that theme, there's one consistency today, as Bill Romanowski told me just moments ago. The Broncos season is on the line today, which is one reason that Rod Smith and his damaged ankle will play. As he told me just moments ago, very simply, I have to. Greg, both you and Phil, happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Armin. Thanksgiving football is on tap here at Texas Stadium in Dallas. We'll be back with the opening kickoff right after this. The 2-7 Dallas Cowboys. We are set to get underway. The Broncos have won the toss. They have elected to receive. That is Micah Noor to kick it away. And deep is number 84, Chris Cole. And the throwback uniforms today means the return of the Orange Crush, at least for one day.
Forgot how orange it was. It is very bright.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We are underway at Texas Stadium. Chris Cole, 3 yards deep in the end zone. To the 10, 15, just across the 20, bulls his way forward to about the 25 or 26-yard line. Here is quarterback Brian Griese. 18 touchdowns on the season. That's third most in the NFL. He has also thrown 12 interceptions and comes off the lowest percentage game of his career last week. He completed just 35.5% of his passes in the loss to Washington.
You know, something interesting he told us last night, Greg. He says, I just learned what we're doing on offense this week. I'm not so concerned with the defense. I'll just react to what I see out here today.
Olandis Gary is in the backfield, and he gets the handoff, tries the left side, and gets very little.
The Denver offensive line, they have struggled this year with injuries, and it's really hurt the Denver running game.
Olandis Gary getting the start. Mike Shanahan wants to shake things up in the running game. Tony Carter with him. Rod Smith starts at wide receiver despite a very bad ankle, which is sprained. Keith Poole, the other wide out, and Dwayne Carswell is the tight end. Gary Kubiak, the offensive coordinator, may have to be very, very innovative today. The pitch for Gary. Out across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. And a look at the Dallas front four. Pepe Zellner, Brandon Noble, Michael Myers, and Greg Ellis.
Well, you look at the Cowboy linebackers, number 52, Dexter Coakley. He's the guy to watch. He does it all, can cover receivers down the field.
In the secondary, at the corners, DeJuan Hawthorne and Mario Edwards, and veterans George Teague and Darren Woodson are the safeties. There is Dexter Coakley, back in action after having missed the first game of his career last week with a sprained knee. Greasy to throw. Pulls it down, now goes down the sideline and overthrows everyone. Edwards covering Rod Smith on the far side of the field, and that'll bring the punting unit on.
Well, a couple things. The Denver offense, it will probably be a little more conservative today. Just like you said, Greg, missing Ed McCaffrey, got hurt the opening game. Rod Smith not at 100%, and Mike Shanahan said, look, we're going to be more patient with the running game and not put so much pressure on our quarterback.
Tom Ruin set to kick it away to Reggie Swinton, number 80. High floater that Swinton takes in at his 18. Nowhere to go. Falls forward to the 21-yard line. 50-yard punt and a 2-yard return, and the advent of the Dallas offense means quarterback Ryan Leaf in his 4th season out of Washington State has had 2 starts for the Cowboys, had a touchdown and an interception in the loss to Atlanta, and 2 interceptions returned for touchdowns last week against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I enjoyed talking to Ryan Leaf yesterday. I thought it was pretty neat. He was really excited because this is his first national game, and all players out there know when they get that first shot at it, they know all their friends across the country get a chance to watch them, and he was happy about
it. Movement up front. That looks like left guard Larry Allen. Our referee today is Tom White.
Ball start. Number 73 offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
So Larry Allen, who has gone to 6 straight Pro Bowls, does not prevent him from starting the Thanksgiving Day off early.
No, he wants to hit somebody quick. He knows he's trained on Thanksgiving Day to hit somebody down here.
Trying to duck outside and not getting there as Emmitt Smith. Bill Romanowski leads the 4-man charge of Denver defenders. That's a loss of 3.
Look at the Cowboy offensive line. They've been together. They have done an excellent job the last few weeks blocking for the run.
In the backfield, the future Hall of Famer Emmitt Smith, along with up-and-coming Troy Hambrick. Rocket Ismail and Joey Galloway are the wide receivers. Mike Lucky starts at tight end in place of the injured Jackie Harris. Dave Campo, in his 2nd season as the Dallas head coach, was really upbeat yesterday for a man who's 2-7 on the season. Leaf to throw for the first time today. Going to go deep down the sideline. Incomplete. The pass intended for number 81, Rocket Ismail, and Kanoy Kennedy was tracking him along the way. The Denver defensive front four: Pittman, Trevor Price, Chester McLaughlin, and Keith Washington.
The last couple weeks, the linebackers have been very active for the Denver Broncos in the run game, and especially blitzing the quarterback.
In the secondary, Deltha O'Neal, 7 picks this year at one corner. Denard Walker is the other. Brown and Kennedy are the safeties. There is number 94, the former Dallas Cowboy Leon Lett, who made a name for himself Thanksgiving Day, 1993. From the shotgun, Leaf going to go deep down this sideline. It is incomplete as number 84, Joey Galloway, bumped into Eric Brown. Incidental contact does not produce the flag.
Well, Eric Brown was in better position to receive the football, and it's a good thing Galloway ran into him, stopped him from probably going up the field and making the interception.
So Micah Knorr comes in to kick it away, and Deltha O'Neal, whose 13.2 average ranks him 3rd in the National Football League in punt returns, stands at his own 37-yard line. O'Neal from the 38 splits the defenders. Midfield, 45, with blocker near sideline, and is tripped up inside the 20, and penalty markers fly. Jamal Brooks made the tackle, and let's check the flag. Cowboy players were indicating a clip. But players will do that, won't they?
Holding during the return, number 88 on Denver. It's a first down. The tackle on to the end of the play.
Well, that's Desmond Clark, number 88. We'll take our first time out. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Welcome back to Irving, Texas, everyone. The line of scrimmage is now the Dallas 38-yard line. 34-yard return to the 27 was moved back. And so it's first down for the Denver Broncos. Mike Shanahan had made the point to us his defense and special teams had been playing very well. On the blitz, Greasy gets rid of it. Complete out here to Gary. Gary inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. And a fine job by Brian Greasy getting rid of the football under the gun.
Well, it really is. A lot of people want to know, why is Brian Greasy throwing more interceptions this year? George Teague on the blitz. That's the biggest reason. Two reasons. One, he's under much more pressure. They're trying to come from behind. But maybe the biggest reason of all, Greg, they're not running the football the way they did in the past. Makes it hard to deceive the defense when you don't run the football well.
That is Olandis Gary. And Gary limping on the sideline. Mike Anderson trots onto the field to replace him in the huddle.
Now Olandis Gary getting the start. Last year he had reconstructive surgery on his knee, and it's been over a year, Greg. I remember talking to him a couple weeks ago. He goes, it's never been 100%. I always feel like there's just something wrong with it.
Double tight end set up. Anderson gets the carry, and Anderson pulls his way inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. And so Mike Anderson, who, as we mentioned, has been starting since Terrell Davis went down with injury. And last night, Mike Shanahan told us he just wanted to start Olandis Gary to try to shake things up.
Change of pace, but let me tell you what. Be alert if you're a Dallas defender, because this guy's going to bring it today. And he had a look in his eye last night. We talked to him. Disappointed in himself. Of course, disappointed about not starting. I know he's going to run it up in there hard.
Anderson again puts his head down, trying to bull his way to about the 20-yard line, gets to the 21. Greg Ellis and Marcus Steele make the stop after a 3-yard gain at 2nd and 7.
Look at Olandis Gary in the sideline, but Greg, there's Terrell Davis standing next to him. Boy, the running backs are a lot of talent on the sideline for the Broncos. But going back to Mike Anderson, I asked him what's wrong with the Denver Broncos running game last night, and he only did one thing. He pointed a finger at himself. He goes, you know what? I got to make better decisions. I got to run harder. That's one of the problems with this run offense.
Greasy out here to Rod Smith, and Smith to the 15-yard line and close to a first down. He'll be about a yard short, and it'll be a 3rd and 1. Marcus Steele, the rookie linebacker out of Southern California and Denver's 4th-round pick, made the stop.
They saw that graphic. Yes, the Denver Broncos, they do rely on Rod Smith. Talking to Brian Greasy last night, I said something about Rod Smith, and he looked at me and laughed. He says, yeah, I know I rely on him and look at him a lot, but who wouldn't if you had him out there?
3rd and 1. The give to Anderson. Anderson, first down to the 13-yard line.
Well, that's just good running by Mike Anderson. The Cowboys actually win the battle at the line of scrimmage. Look at them get into the backfield. There's Woodson. Greg Ellis is up in there, but Mike Anderson breaks a little tackle and just really gets some tough couple of yards to keep the drive going.
And tough is right, Phil. The Dallas defense ranked number 7 overall in total defense. It was 19th last year. It has made strides. Greasy for Anderson. Anderson goes nowhere. Pepe Zellner, George Teague double-teamed him for a loss of 1.
I think Greg, you said some nice stats about the Cowboys defense. It's interesting. Usually coaches, there's Mike Zimmer, the defensive coordinator. You get players that fit your system. And Dave Campbell said, hey, we're doing it different. We got our players and we're trying to fit a system to them. they've changed the way they played on defense, and it's really made them a lot more productive and not giving up many big plays.
5 wide receivers, greasy throws. That's complete. The penalty marker is down. Rod Smith made the catch, and Mario Edwards all over him.
Boy, Mario Edwards looked like he knew what the play was going to be.